Well, 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 if it isn't March Madness, everybody.
The
If
madness
it
began.
isn't the madness back again. Welcome to Underground Madness 2025 Selection Sunday Reaction Companion Stream Extravaganza presented by FOCO. We will get to FOCO in just a second, but it's KB and Steve here for the early go. Later on, DJ will be joining us, and Harrison will be joining us as well to react to both the men's and women's Selection Sunday bracket announcements. It's our favorite time of the year. It's one of our favorite pieces of content we do every single year here at this company. We love March Madness, and we are so thrilled to be partnering up with our friends at FOCO this year to bring you Underground Madness 2025. And as of right now, this very moment, our link and code are live there in the description. FOCO presents Underground Madness 2025 for all of your officially licensed apparel, products, collectibles. FOCO is the place to go. We've been partnered up with FOCO for a couple of years now, and we pitched them on March Madness this year. They love the concept. They love the idea. They're going to be powering all of our live streams throughout the tournament. They're going to be powering our bracket challenge, and they're going to be hooking up the winner with a pretty sweet prize pack at the end of the whole shebang. But throughout the tournament, and this is imperative if you guys want to support us so that FOCO knows they got in bed with the right people, use our link in the description. And when you go to checkout from today, March 16th, 2025 to April 8th, 2025, use our code underground10 and you get 10% off your next order from our friends at FOCO. That's going to be live all tournament long. So use the link, number one, and then when you go to checkout, when your cart's filled up to the gills, use code underground10 and you'll get 10% off your entire order from our friends at FOCO. And Underground Madness 2025 is proudly presented by FOCO. Steve, this is your favorite time of the year that doesn't include golf.
I mean, look, I'm kind of hitting the stride here, right? We have the Players is wrapping up, so I get to watch Rory possibly win. Not for nothing, kind of called that on the show this week. Shout out to Ben. But now we can finally turn the page. I've already had to deal with my my St. Patrick's Day overload last night at 4 a.m. I woke up to my bathroom, a bottle of water, and me vigorously going through John Rothstein tweets trying to get ready for today. So it's the nitroglycerin pills are in the cabinet. They're ready to go. I'm going to need an IV just to get through the first weekend. It's the best time of the year, and it's for people who don't even watch college basketball. It's something that you can still gather around and you can enjoy. I mean, between the bracket challenges and then when you have the people like you and I, or just basically deadheads for the game of basketball.
It's such a good comparison.
It literally is like you're the people who are committed to March Madness. You cannot watch it the entirety of the year. The second conference tournaments roll around, the world explodes. And I say it every single year, and I'll say it again. The theme song of March Madness is still, to this day, in my opinion, the best theme song in all of sports. It's better than, and again, as a New Yorker, hearing the opening credits for Mets opening day, or when you watch the Knicks and you can listen to like Friday night Knicks and the themes. It's better than Monday Night Football. It's better than NBC football. This is the best sound when you hear the March Madness ring go off and you can just hear the inflection in the people who are calling these games. It's going to be a little bit different because we have lost some heroes of the game, but it's still going to be amazing nonetheless to see someone cut down the banners cut down the nets for one more time.
It's going to be awesome. They're doing right now on the broadcast themselves. They just did the tribute to the one and only legendary Greg Gumbel, who it is weird. We were talking before we started coming on the stream. It's going to be weird having a Selection Sunday without the voice of Greg Gumbel. So sending our best to his family, obviously, but it's crazy that this is our what? You know, we've been doing the whole madness thing since we started the company, but this is your fourth?
Third or fourth, I think. I didn't get into it until a little bit after I kind of got my feet wet, because I remember I came into the company 2021 in May. It was right around the PGA Championship. So like I got into it a little bit late, but ever since then, dude, we've been really hitting the ground running. We've been covering everything from writing about betting to giving you the inside scoop on every week. Every single year, it's gotten better and better, the coverage that we have out here. So for those of you who have been tuning into the coverage, I started it literally yesterday. Daily recaps of everything. You can find that on our YouTube and on our socials. We'll, of course, be talking about it throughout the next few weeks. I might even be able to write some articles, give some betting insights, of course, because what else do I do better than sit on the couch and read over the lines for all these games as they move and change. It's amazing because there's nothing like this. You look at the NBA playoffs or any pro sports playoffs, even the college football playoff, right? And you have a week to prepare for things. You have a few days to get ready. This is a one and done. You have one day. 99% of the time, you're not playing an opponent until very late in the tournament that you were in the same conference as. You might have gotten lucky to play them in the out of conference, but for the most part, it's a team that you've never seen in a situation that you've never been in a crowd much bigger than you ever played in. And the lights are always the brightest. People talk about the Big 10 tournament and the Big 12 tournament, how the lights are huge. Even I went to the Big East tournament, watched St. John's. Yeah, it's 18,000 people in the Mecca of basketball at MSG. It's not the same. Even when you go to a Providence and you're in the Dunkin' Donuts Center and you could watch a first round matchup game, it's very different. This is truly remarkable in the way they organized the tournament and how it's been going forever. The 68-man field is absolutely perfect in every single way. And if they ever go on to change it, it would be damn near impossible for me to have this have this much energy and enthusiasm into a tournament if they were to change anything.
Which we do have our first couple of seeds in the South region. Number 1, Auburn captures the first 1 seed of the announcement. Also in this region as an 8 seed is Louisville. Alabama State and St. Francis are the 16 seed that will battle to then face Auburn. And our first 8-9, Louisville versus Creighton.
It's a good one. That's a
good
one.
one.
I gotta say,
Lexington, no less.
I'm surprised by the Auburn pick for the overall number 1 seed. They lost to Tennessee last night. Houston, who was the all-around number 2 going into this, and won the Big 12 title. They took down BYU in the semi and then beat Arizona in the final. I mean, a much different matchup considering it was the number 1 ranked team in the land versus Tennessee, another top 10 team, and then Arizona was unranked going into the going into the final. But surprised to see Auburn get the number 1 overall seed over them. Also now are getting some looks at the 5-12 Michigan and UC San Diego. I have a lot to talk about San Diego.
Hello, Deej.
And the 4 seed Texas A&M Aggies are going to play the 13 seed Yale Bulldogs. So a couple things I want to crunch on before we get into the nitty gritty. First of all, Louisville Creighton, 2 incredibly even teams, very much in the middle of the pack within their conferences. But you got to realize these are power conferences, the Big East and the ACC to be coming out of. That's going to be an 8-9. That's going to give Auburn fits, assuming the winner of St. Francis and Alabama State goes to play Auburn and they lose. But that 8-9 is going to be incredible. I think Michigan gets a really, really seedy draw with UC San Diego. That team is legit. I talked about it earlier today in a recap episode that'll be up later on. But UC San Diego, for those of you who have never heard of this school ever, have been playing basketball for over 70 years. They were a D3 school for 40 years. They won 4 straight Division III titles. They went on to Division II in the 90s under Bill Carr, and Bill Carr led them to huge heights. They won the CCAA 4 years in a row, made it as far as the quarterfinal every single year. That final year was the COVID pandemic, so they weren't able to play after that. But immediately after that, right, Eric Orling takes over the team in probably 2014, wins those 4 CCAA titles, brings them up to Division I, and now in only their 5th year, they go 30-4. They finished number 1 atop the Big West. They beat out UC Irvine, who for the last 5 years has been the team out of this area that you've seen make the tournament. They usually enter in as a 13 seed. We now get UC San Diego as an 11 seed, top 70 in offensive and defensive net. They're a slow team, but they play incredible defense. turn the ball over, they limit their own turnovers, and they shoot the three balls so well. They're going to choke teams out.
This region is
really hard draw.
spicy.
Yeah.
Ole Miss gets the 6th seed, and they will await the winner of San Diego State, North Carolina. Iowa State gets the 3 seed. They're playing Lipscomb. Then it's Marquette and New Mexico. And then the 2 seed Michigan State Spartans playing the 15 seed Bryant Bulldogs. So Michigan and Michigan State are in the same region.
That's crazy. What's almost even crazier than that is the fact that they're going to give UNC the spot in this tournament. UNC came into this tournament, came into the ACC tournament, conference tournament play with only 1 quad win the entire year. It's the same as Xavier. I remember like Ben talked about it ad nauseum before the show, how Xavier's quad 1 win was going to bite them in the ass. They got lucky, honestly, with this spot. Texas, despite being a 500 team, had 7 quad 1 wins. Indiana should deserve a spot here. With the win by Colorado State, we'll see them at a different spot in the bracket here. They took away a bid. VCU won out of the A10, barely beat out George Mason, so they avoided a bid stealing situation. But North Carolina, it's a very different team than we've seen in years past. I love San Diego State here. They have probably one of the best resumes out of the Mountain West. I think San Diego State will win that game, and honestly could give Ole Miss a run for their money as well.
That's what Marquette, New Mexico is diabolical 7-10 matchup. New Mexico let us down a couple of years ago.
But New Mexico is a team to watch out for. I mean, and it's I mentioned this to you before the show. We talk about it every year. The Mountain West never wins any games. The Mountain West never goes anywhere. Yeah, the Mountain West the last 2 years has really bit me in the ass on that take 3 years ago. They've gone all the way to the semifinals. They made it to the round of 32 for multiple teams. Used to be a conference that they could never get past the round of 64. Now they managed to do it multiple times. San Diego State's really strong. New Mexico's really strong. Colorado State's in there. If Boise's in, it's going to be another year of 4-bid conference for the Mountain West, which is tremendous for a program where I believe some of those schools are going to the Pac-12 as of next year or 2 years from now. So to give the Mountain West a big boost could be really big here. I believe we're going to get to Colorado State action on the other side of the bracket as we go to commercial for the actual selection show.
That's a spicy bracket, man.
Yeah, so far we've already got really good hits, and it's a shame that a lot of the teams that I want to see go on upset alert are kind of all packed into this one region. Again, UC San Diego, Lipscomb is going to be a popular upset team. I think you could make the argument. I got to do a little more into the reading, but Marquette as a 7 seed is really interesting against New Mexico. They're a very lethal 7. I believe Gonzaga is also going to be on the 7 line on a different region. We'll talk more about them when they get there, but that's another 7 seed that can go really far. People, if you look back in the day, a lot of times those 8 seeds, those 7 seeds, they could make big runs. We saw it with UConn a handful of years ago. I believe that was with Shabazz Napier when they won it all. They were a 7 or an 8 seed. Syracuse made the Final Four as an 8 seed in the past. So like when you're looking at it, those 7, 8, even 11 seeds could really do a lot of damage. I think UC San Diego is going to be really challenging to beat, even for a Michigan side, who's the top 25 team in the country. Marquette may have a hard time with New Mexico. They're a fast ground and pound team. They're coached by Rick Pitino's son, so that'll certainly be a fun team to watch. We're only 1/4 of the bracket in, and it's already a doozy to start.
I was also just thinking, because obviously this year, shout out to FOCO, we're working to get guests on throughout the tournament and everything. Mm-hmm. I have a fun guest in my bag who is a Colorado State alumni, and that is former NBA veteran Jason Smith.
That would be so awesome.
Family friend.
Colorado State's a big time underrated program in this tournament. They're kind of like the runt of the litter when it comes to the top teams out of the Mountain West. Like, San Diego State, Kawhi Leonard brought them to a Final Four all those years ago. Boise State always goes on big time runs, even though they're more of a basketball school. New Mexico has been far more known for basketball. Colorado State's kind of been like the odd man out. No one really gives them a lot of credit. Very strong, very balanced team.
Their first tournament in 22 years.
Colorado State? No, they've been here before. Weren't they in last year or 2 years ago?
Let me find it, because I quote tweeted it and tagged Jason in it, and he retweeted me. He's been a long-standing family friend. Let me see. I might be able to pull it up on my phone, actually.
I could have swore that they made the tournament more recent than that. Yeah, they made the tournament in 2022 and 2024. Prior to that, it was 2013.
Oh, it's the first time they won the Mountain West in 22 years.
Yes, there you go. Yeah. So that's also another good talking point, right? So Colorado State beat Boise in the final. That's what that's what set up this whole shebang when it came to UNC, Texas, Indiana, all these teams being on the bubble, because that game took a bit away and added another at-large for the Mountain West. The East region just came up. We've got the 1 seed Duke out of the East without Cooper Flagg possibly in that first game. They're going to play the winner of American and Mount St. Mary's. Very upset, by the way, in Quinnipiac's performance in yet another semifinal loss in the MAC tournament, but Mount St. Mary's gets the nod after they beat Iona in a thriller in Boardwalk Hall down in AC. Mississippi State on the 8 line. They'll play number 9 Baylor. That might be the worst game, the worst 8-9 game. And I can already predict the bracket at this point. Those two teams, it's a rock fight through and through. Neither team, they were both sort of on that last 4 in for about a month and a half, and they finally managed to get over the hump late. They'll be interesting. Number 5 Oregon gets number 12 Liberty. I understand people want to root for the 12-5 upset. I don't think that's going to happen there. I think that's Oregon's game to lose. They've been riding the hot hand out of Seattle, plus it's going to be a home game for them. And then on the 4-13 line, we got Arizona and 13 seed. Wait for it. Give me what I want. Oh, Akron, the Zips. That's going to be a good matchup. Akron's a really fast team. Arizona's a middle-of-the-pack team, good in transition, but Akron is exactly like their mascot. They're zippy. What else we got here? So we got BYU on the 6 line. Now, BYU made the Big 12 semifinal. They lost to Houston, but they only lost by a handful of points. That was a really good game overall. They're going to basically have a home game against VCU as the 11 seed, the A10 champion. 2 very evenly matched up teams. BYU definitely a bigger team than VCU, but should be able to both really good in transition. BYU a little bit better taking care of the basketball, but should be able to make a pretty good impact. The other grouping out of Denver, just getting word, the 3 seed Wisconsin Badgers. They've made a big run in the Big Ten tournament. We'll see who they get on the 3-14 line. Let's see. And they'll get Montana on the 14. Don't know much about Montana. They're a bit of an under the radar team coming out of the Big Sky. So we'll see what they can bring to the table. One of my favorite teams in the tournament, the 7 seed St. Mary's Gales. It's funny, we joke every year about how no one except for St. Mary's and Gonzaga will ever compete out of the West Coast Conference. Those 2 teams are just beyond better than everybody else. They'll get Vanderbilt on the 10 line. They're making their first tournament in a while. The Vandy Commodores, they'll play out of Cleveland. So might be a bit of a home game for Vanderbilt, only a short few hour drive. Who do we have on the 2-15? We got Bama on the 2. Now remember, Alabama, they are a threatening team, but they've had a penchant for losing games early on in the tournament. They haven't been able to make a very deep run, and they'll take on 15 seed Robert Morris out of the Horizon. Not the best draw for Robert Morris. There's one 15 seed that I'm looking out for in this bracket. They were originally slated to play Alabama. They'll end up getting somebody else, but Alabama should roll in that game. Honestly, from first looks at it, I mean, depending on the situation with Cooper Flagg, I mean, the X-rays were negative. Concanoople was leading the way in their last couple of games, but if Flagg's going to miss the first weekend, might actually be a bit more of an even fight with the way Duke plays their game, a little bit more fast paced. compared to a Baylor or Mississippi State, very strong defensive teams. One of the things to notice about a lot of these tournament teams when you look at how they match up, right? The Big East, all about big-time shooting and transitional game. The Big Ten, they're all really big guys. They're very much down low-minded. They're good shooters. They're a little careless defensively. The Big 12 plays basketball at the NBA. 80 to 79 scoring games, rebounds galore, really efficient shooting. There's a reason why for decades, the Big 12 and the ACC have dominated this tournament and have provided so many big-time winners and champions, the guys who go deep, is because of the fact that they're just so talented and produce NBA talent at such a high clip that they don't need development like some other teams do. Not to say there are Big Ten programs that carry that sort of prowess, but if you look back to all those teams with Bill Self and Kansas, constantly in the mix for top NBA talent every single year, shooting to 45% efficiencies, to rebounding the basketball incredibly well, taking care of the game, and playing a 40-minute game like an NBA game. That's what really makes the Big 12 very different. So if Baylor can make a run and win their first game, they might give Duke a run for their money if they can slow the game down and kind of choke them out.
I'm looking at this too, and I'm wondering how well off Houston's made so far by what we've seen.
I mean, look, it's not. I'm not going to totally discount every team who's like in a deep spot, like a 15 or a 14 seed to always to never upset the 3. But Houston's got a really good draw here and a very easy draw at that. I mean, Houston's bread and butter for years has always been to have the best rebounding margin in basketball. They offensive rebound the ball really well. They turn threes into twos, and even at that, they very rarely miss the 3 too. So when you look at it from that sense, it's the perfect kind of mesh, right? You're playing the outside game, but you're able to make up for points in the paint off the offensive rebound, which makes them such a threat. And yet, every single year, they can't seem to make it past the Final Four. It's just, something seems to stifle them.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how Houston plays out. But I do think that as of right now, the path is relatively easy for the Cougars this year and should be in tap for another big run.
Yeah, because I mean, they didn't get Alabama in their bracket. They didn't get Michigan State. Like, they've avoided some of the big hitters so far.
Trying to see if I can get a live look at the bracket through some websites. Oh, I can. Perfect. So where are we here? So yeah, I mean, we're going to end up seeing Houston probably in the next region in the Midwest. Right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, probably in the Midwest. Don't think that they push them all the way out west. That'll probably be reserved for Florida if they're not going to get out of the East, depending on who ends up on that one line. However, I will say this. Houston very well might actually end up with they might end up at St. John's. They might end up with Tennessee. They could very well find themselves in an 8-9 matchup against maybe like an Illinois or a Mizzou. That's going to be a challenging case. So they very well might get a really tough 8-9 matchup. We'll see. I believe they actually might draw the 8-9 play-in matchup, if I'm not wrong. In which case, that play-in game, we're gonna have a very strong opponent coming out of that area. If we already have UNC and who else? We say San Diego State on one side. We could see Indiana there. We could see Texas there. We could see maybe even Xavier, depending on how they level with the conference tournament play. That's to be determined, but we'll see who lands there and could provide a bit of a challenge for the Cougars. We'll find out.
It's very true. I didn't think about Tennessee and I forget who the other big dog you said was.
Like a Mizzou or a or otherwise. So here, so we're on. Where are we at? I see St. John's on the screen. So that means if Houston gets stuck with them, all right. So Houston's here. So Houston will get the 1 seed, I believe, in the Midwest region, if I'm not wrong, which is where they should be realistically. The Midwest. All right. So Houston will get the 1 seed out of the Midwest. They'll play out in Kansas, and they're 1-16. They'll get Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. An interesting matchup. Should be a very capable one. They were one of the back end 16 seeds coming out of tournament play. This is where it gets interesting. Perfect. This is what I wanted. All right, so Houston's going to land on the 116 line. They're 8-9. They're going to get Gonzaga for the 8 seed, which is a nightmare situation. I thought Gonzaga would be good enough to get up to a 7. The committee clearly didn't think so. So Gonzaga is going to get the 8 out in the Kansas region. The 9 seed is going to be big. It's going to be Georgia. Yeah. I take back everything I just said about Houston. They might get if they get Gonzaga in the second round, they might be screwed. I said last year when McNeese made the tournament, I was like, yo, watch out for McNeese State. They ended up getting Gonzaga. They got ramrodded by them. Just a much better and stronger overall team, more physical team. Gonzaga has the same kind of scope. They just didn't play a good enough out-of-conference schedule in order to get to where they got to be at this point in the tournament. So I think Gonzaga and Houston is going to be a really good second-round matchup, assuming Gonzaga can get past Georgia. But they were a bit of a on-the-fence team for a lot of the second half of the year. Out of Providence, we're going to get Clemson and the aforementioned McNeese State. That's really exciting. And then the 4 seed Purdue Boilermakers and the 13 seed High Point are going to take on the other side of the region out in Providence. Also, bit of a spoiler alert. We're going to have a pretty interesting fellow from McNeese joining us on the show later as we dig a little deeper into what to expect from tournament play. But that quad right there is going to be so good. The 6-11 in Milwaukee, Illinois is going to get a home game. Let's see who they'll get on the 11 line. If they get San Diego, no, San Diego's already in. Wow. All right. You want to take the announcement here?
It's rolling up on my screen.
Oh, I'm ahead of you. Jeez.
Wow. Texas Xavier 11 seed play-in. Hachi Machi.
That's going to be a game to watch. I will be zoned and dialed into that shit. Yeah, Texas Xavier are 2 very even teams. Texas had a lot of quad 1 wins, but they basically finished the year as a 500 basketball team. But in the committee's eyes, a 11 seed Texas was just better than a possible 11 seed Indiana. I thought Indiana deserved it. They had a really good body of work. Xavier, again, 1 quad 1 win. Could have gotten a second one had they beaten Marquette, and they lost by just 2 in the quarterfinal of the Big East tournament. Texas and Xavier, they'll get a challenge against Illinois on the 6-11. The 3-14, Kentucky and Troy. Troy is an interesting one out of the A-Sun. We'll see what they can manage, but in a home game for Kentucky, it'll be a challenge. UCLA and Utah State out in Lexington, Kentucky, and then, of course, Tennessee is going to land on that 2 line. And if they don't get lucky here, Tennessee finds themselves in a really interesting situation. Tennessee only runs a 7-man. Oh, this is hell for them. They run about a 7 or 8-man rotation, more 7 than they do 8. That team, very much like the New York Knicks, they get driven into the ground with how often their starters are on the floor. They play a very condensed lineup. It's very high speed, very high octane. They're gonna take on Wofford. Now, Wofford made it out of their conference on a complete hot streak. They came in middle of the road. They won the whole shebang. They get in as a 15 seed. They were shooting 45% from 3 in their final 3 games in conference tournament play. For reference, that was the best 3-point shooting performance out of any team in the nation over a 3-game period during the entirety of the year. They went on a Cinderella run. We want to talk about Delaware out of the Colonial. This was the team to watch. And Wofford on the 15 line against Tennessee, it's going to be a really good game. A very deep team, a lot of consistency from past players on the roster. Wofford hasn't made a tournament in a few years, but there were freshmen who made the tournament that are now seniors and grad students on this Wofford team. They know what it's going to take, and they could take on Tennessee, I think.
Shout out Brittany.
Shout out. Also, shout out to former co-host Jakey Dips.
Yeah.
By the way, check out his book, Mentally Tough Christians. Great guy. Although we are not supporting religious contraband on this show. All right, now the final region is really where things get interesting, right? We have Maryland that's going to be a part of this area. Right. UNC Wilmington, they have experience in the tournament. One of my personal favorite teams, Drake, who I thought was going to end up getting Gonzaga on like a 7-10 line. Thank God they didn't. Drake is a really interesting case study into what continuity means for tournament play. Will Wade at Drake, I'm sorry, not Will Wade. He coaches at McNeese. The head coach at Drake, Ben McCollum, took a team full of Division II players after winning the D2 title and brought them all to Drake in his first year at the helm. Immediately jumped off the page in the MVC, a small school from Des Moines, Iowa, managed to bring them all the way up to 30-4, win the conference. Last year it was Samford out of the MVC. This year it's going to be Drake. Ben McCollum's guys have been together for 2, 3, 4 years even, all from D2. They now get their first shot at a dance at the D1 level, and they're not going to let it slip away very easily. You'll probably see them on the 11 lines, and they'll take on a pretty strong 6 seed. Maybe a Maryland might very well be their opponent, which would be a challenge. But I think Drake is probably my favorite upset alert team in the whole bracket.
Which, while we wait for the last region, Underground Madness brought to you by FOCO. All tournament long, guys. We love FOCO. Their college gear is something serious. Let me tell you, their shirts that they have for all these tournament teams, the hats, the apparel, rep your school, rep your favorite team, all tournament long. Use our link in the description. And when you go to checkout, use code Underground10 from today, March 16th, all the way through April 8th, the day after the tournament ends, and you'll get 10% off your entire order from our friends at FOCO. Again, use our link in the description and then code Underground10 when you shop with our friends at FOCO.
You know, KB, I got to give you a little critique. I first of all, I love the t-shirt and I appreciate the basketball theming of it. However, a little disappointed that you're not wearing your overalls, even though it's not basketball oriented. It only would make sense to represent FOCO in that way.
I might have to get some basketball overalls.
I think you definitely should.
The short hauls are going to be something serious this summer, though. Let me tell you.
I've already told Kay that I'm going to buy my New York Mets ones, and we're going to have ample opportunities to rock the what do you call them? Shoveralls?
Short hauls.
Shorts-alls? I really want to buy a romp him. I don't know if FOCO makes those. If they do, then I'm buying
short balls are pretty close. And the nice part about both the overalls and the short balls from FOCO, they've got pockets.
That is clutch. Question
and not just the front pocket, too. They got the side pockets. They got ample storage.
Question is ample storage. I'm gonna wear the short alls to the movie theater. We're gonna have the candy in here, candy in the side. We're gonna have the little mini popcorn.
Popcorn right there. How you doing? Keep it moving.
You know what? Look. Overalls are far more accessible than you already thought they were. Now you simply need FOCO to get it going. So Florida, the final region out west, they're going to get the 1 line and they'll play out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Those Florida fans travel very well. I'm looking forward to what Florida can do in this tournament. They're going to get the 16 seed. Might they get Omaha? It would be the last 16 seed. No, they'll get Norfolk State. The HBCU out of the MEAC on the 16 line. Don't expect anything crazy there. But a challenging 8-9 game. The UConn Huskies find themselves yet again on an 8 line against 9 seed Oklahoma out of the SEC. That's going to be a rock fight for the ages to start it all on Friday. UConn and Oklahoma on the 8-9 to face off against the Florida Gators. That's going to be challenging. I'm going to text my friend here and see what he thinks of the matchup. The 5-12 line out of Seattle. We got Memphis on the 5. If they land Drake on the 12, that's going to be a great game too. They'll get Colorado State on the 12. That's going to be a very entertaining game. Memphis just barely made its way out of the American literally today. They beat out I'm drawing a blank on who they beat. It might have been Tulane. Now UAB. They beat them 84-72, but at halftime in that game, they were down by 5. I thought Memphis wasn't going to take it. There was going to be a bid stealer, in which case you might have seen that Texas and Xavier, UNC, San Diego State line have been a little bit different. The 4-13 Maryland and 13 Grand Canyon University. Don't count out the Lopes. They are a team that is a driving force in this league. I thought GCU for a long time was like a community college, like University of Phoenix. Didn't actually exist. Turns out they're a really good basketball school. Just like the Antelope, they are fast and they pounce heavy. The 6th seed Missouri Tigers, the big Mizzou, they're going to get basically a home game in Kansas, which is going to be lethal for whoever they land on the 11, which it seems like it's going to be Drake. Oh, what a nightmare matchup to have to get paired up with. However, I will say this. Drake on the 11 with Mizzou, 2 teams very close to Wichita, Kansas. You might see some very good traveling fans. This is Drake's first big time appearance, I believe, in the dance as a team of this caliber, as we've seen them in a long time. 6 more teams remaining. Texas Tech will land on the 3 line, so the winner of Mizzou and Drake will play the winner of Texas Tech and the 14 seed, which I believe, if I'm not wrong, will be UNC Wilmington. Again, a team that has experience in this tournament. They've been here before. They were a big 3-point shooting team. I believe they won their first tournament game when they were back here a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago. And then the final 4 teams that are going to go to Providence, we have number 7, Kansas, and they're going to get the 10 line, which, who could this be? Arkansas on the 10, and then our 2-15 will be, did we say Tennessee? Or no, Tennessee's already there. Yeah. So the 2, it's going to be St. John's and Omaha in Providence, Rhode Island. Sounds like I'm traveling to Providence this weekend. Damn it. Yeah, dude, the Johnnies are legit. Like, I can't talk enough about them. Rick Pitino, I watched him at the MAC tournament. So quick little story here on Pitino as the bracket gets filled out. They'll play Omaha, who's an interesting team on the other side of the bracket. So for Quinnipiac, I covered the MAC tournament back in 2021. It was during COVID. And for those of you, for those South Jersey natives, they play in Atlantic City at Boardwalk Hall. Now, if you've never been to Boardwalk Hall, it's this gigantic arena. Got to be at least 65,000 seats. There's nobody there. There's some family and friends, some like college media, some local media, some MAC coverage folks, but it's really probably 150 people at the very most in this gigantic arena. At the time, Pitino was coaching at Iona, and there was this kid, Dylan Van Eck, and you can ask my friends if you guys are listening. My boy Jordo knows. Dylan Van Eck, he misses both free throws. He has a bad turnover, misses a block attempt, and Pitino, screaming from the sideline, goes, Dylan, get your ass over here now. And he goes, you suck. Enter the portal. Get on the bench. And he goes all the way to the last seat on the bench next to the trainer. Now he's like in the doghouse. About 30 or 40 seconds later, I don't know where he plays now, but Nelly Jr. Joseph, he plays a bigger program now. I forget where though. He misses a really bad shot or like a block attempt, and they're both the 2-4 players on the floor. And he goes, Dylan, get in for Nelly. He fucking sucks too. And I'm like, dude, this guy like used and abused his players. But I must say, like, his players give him so much respect because he does work them incredibly hard. But that also just shows that he cares. And I think Pitino is one of the greatest coaches of all time. He's had a resume that has spanned multiple colleges, incredible success, Kentucky, Louisville, St. John's, Iona. He won 4 straight MAC titles with Iona. He made Iona what they are today, as high as an 11 seed in the tournament. I do think that is a team that you should watch out for. Kadari Richmond from Seton Hall, the transfer, was a huge pickup this year, and they have some immense talent. RJ Luis is going to be huge in the tournament. They're going to be a threat to a lot of teams on that 2 line and could very well make a really big run. And it's been exciting being in Manhattan and seeing people get hyped about St. John's. Whether or not you went there, New York is kind of a college St. John's town when basketball is really good. And when you don't have to focus in solely on the Nets and the Knicks or the Mets and the Yankees come the spring, it's St. John's basketball. That's really kind of been the focal point, and those fans are going to travel well.
SEC got 14 teams.
Might be a record, honestly. That's insane.
That's nuts.
Actually, I'm now curious. Well, what's the most ever bids? Let's see. Yeah, the current record is 11, set by the Big East. So 14 bids, 3 more than the most. I believe that was back in 2011 was the last time that we had that many really good bids. And this was predicted, dude. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey, he said, this is a unicorn year for the SEC. I understand with the conference realignment, you're getting more of those bids like a Texas who get in on the 8-9 line and the play-in. But still, 14 bids is no joke, and the SEC has really gotten good. If you remember, like 7 or 8 years ago, the SEC was basically Kentucky U. That was it. Like Kentucky was basketball university in the SEC. Everyone else was focused on football. Bama wasn't this good. Florida wasn't this good. Mizzou, Vanderbilt. These are some really challenging teams that have gotten really good all of a sudden and are putting up some big time numbers. Kentucky is still the blue blood, but a lot of hype coming out with Tennessee as a top 10 team. Florida top 10 on the 1 line, and so many others. Alabama also on the 2. So some really good teams out there.
Rothstein never misses, man.
What do you say?
He tweeted about 40 minutes ago, and here we go, in quotes, and says, the late Heath Ledger is the Joker in the Dark Knight circa 2008.
Kyle Neptune got fired. Villanova, Fortune 500 company.
I'm free.
They're back, baby. Oh, it only took long enough, right?
Oh.
So honestly, it's really sad. John Fanta just tweeted it out. So the last 4 in Texas Xavier, and then San Diego State and North Carolina. The first 4 out, West Virginia, gut-wrenching to see them not make it. Indiana also had a good body of work. They deserved it. Boise State made a run all the way to the Mountain West final. They should have gotten in, and they just didn't. And then Ohio State, an early exit to Iowa in the Big Ten tournament. That was the knife in their hearts on that one. But really, really tough to see the bubble here as it is. Even Ryan Hammer said it. Like West Virginia should have been in over a UNC. It should have been in over a Texas. Even this is all a lot of recency bias as to why people want to see a UNC in or a Texas in, just because of decent tournament runs and just the pedigree of the program as a whole. So pretty tough. But by the way, hands down, Providence has the best site to start off the tournament by a long shot.
Where are they playing?
The Providence Regional is going to be, I had said, it's St. John's and where are you?
And I'm so sorry.
It's St. John's, Omaha, Kansas, Arkansas, and I don't know the other 2 teams off the top of my head, but they, according to John Fanta, it's by far the best region of the bunch.
Speaking of McNeese State, FanDuel just tweeted about the legend that is Amir Khan.
My boy Amir Khan. Love that man. Just signed a NIL deal with Wild Wings.
And Insomnia Cookies.
That's absolutely amazing. Did you see? Did you see Rothstein had the insomnia box, and it was like the official cookie of staying up all night and watching March Madness. Dude was hyped.
Oh, so Rothstein tweeted about 6 hours ago today. San Diego State's all-time name, Magoon Guath, knee injury, is available for the tournament if they were selected. He hasn't played since February 22nd. He was the Mountain West freshman and defensive player of the year.
Dude was nasty all year in the Mountain West. My boy Mike lives out in San Diego now. He's at San Diego State for his PhD. Said that kid could ball. And I watched a couple games. My goodness, was that kid nasty. Oh, man, absolutely crazy.
3 things to not bring up socially, according to John Rothstein. 1, politics. 2, religion. 3, at-large resumes to bubble teams during the first 2 weeks of March.
Oh, always foul up 3 late. Always. I saw a great tweet. It was the other side of the Providence regional is BYU, Indiana, Xavier, Maryland, and High Point, with with Kansas, Oklahoma, St. John's, and Omaha. Sick. So now, I mean, now comes probably the best part of the bunch. Who has the region of death? As of right now, it's a little bit too hard to tell. I mean,
Auburn's not great.
What?
Auburn's pool is not great.
No, they do have it rough. However, dare I say that like the East region, Tennessee and Gonzaga, UC San Diego against Ole Miss should be a great game. Maryland's a really strong 4. I think BYU is good. UConn's going to give Duke a run for their money. Like that's a really, really talented region. While we did say that Houston may have gotten screwed, they actually really didn't. When you look at the entire body of work of this region, Memphis is a threat. I don't believe much in Purdue. I mean, Yale could possibly steal a game from A&M. We always see the Ivy League schools pull off an upset here or there. San Diego State, Louisville is going to be a really good game, assuming that the Aztecs beat Vandy. Wisconsin and Wilmington should be a layup. St. Mary's and Alabama, if Wofford goes, I do think that Houston did get a really easy draw, all things considered, so long as they can get past that first weekend, and they can slip past Memphis, Georgia, and then of course win their first game.
I think it's the East.
Yeah, I think the East might be the group of death.
Because
it's a very underrated body of work, but it's a really strong, it's a very, very strong group. The West region seems relatively easy. I mean, like Florida with Creighton, Baylor. Sorry. Is this not updated? Oh, you bastards! This isn't the updated one. Fuck. I'm sorry.
The West the West isn't great either. Like they have Florida, St. John's, Texas Tech is the 3, the 4 is Maryland, 5 is Memphis, 6 is Missouri, 7 is Kansas, and the 8 is UConn.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. So the East, I mean, Duke, Mississippi, and Baylor. Oregon's a good team. Arizona's a strong team. I don't think the East is actually the group of death. I actually do kind of think that
they also have Alabama in the East.
Yeah, but I think Houston's going to have it harder. A second round matchup with Gonzaga. McNeese is a really strong team. I don't believe much in Purdue. If High Point wins, that'll be a shootout. Illinois should make a run, but they'll play Kentucky most likely. UCLA or Utah State, whoever comes out of there, playing Tennessee and Wofford, 2 talented teams. That might be the hardest of the bunch. The other clear cut, I think the West is a very hard region to play. UConn or Oklahoma State, play UConn or Oklahoma out the gate for Florida after their first matchup. Colorado State riding some momentum. They're going to get Memphis. Maryland, like I said, a really strong team. Drake could upset anybody. Texas Tech, another really good offensive rebounding team. Kansas, you can never count out Kansas, no matter how low they are. And St. John's, that actually might be the group for me that I think is the most challenging. And the winner of that region could very well go on to win the tournament because of the challenges that they will have faced. The layup side is probably, dare I say, Auburn? Just because I don't know who on the other side of this bracket for Auburn, if they can get to the Final Four, to the Elite Eight, who's going to take them on? Is it going to be Ole Miss? Is it going to be San Diego State? Iowa State always manages to fumble early in the tournament. Marquette's going to be ran out of the building by New Mexico with how fast that game is. Michigan
Get a load
State,
of
maybe?
this. So West Virginia is listed as the very first team left out. They had 6 quad 1 wins this year.
Yep.
The last 4 teams in UNC, Texas, Xavier, and San Diego State
combined
had 6
5?
quad 1 wins combined.
Yeah, exactly. Embarrassing work by the committee to not put in West Virginia, not put in an Indiana either. Even a Boise should have deserved a crack. Like I said, dude, the lack of quad 1 wins apparently don't matter anymore. Apparently the body of work that you put in for the year, I think we're hitting a point where with conference realignment in the Big Ten and the SEC, we're seeing that your quad 1 wins might not matter nearly as much anymore. But the fact that you're playing, for example, right out of the SEC, if you're at Texas, 13 other teams to get a bid, that right there proves the body of work over actually getting big time quad 1 wins, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, the official first 4 out from Nicole Auerbach, who works for
West
NBC
Virginia,
Sports.
Indiana,
Virginia, Ohio State, Boise State.
Yeah. How Ohio State finished above Boise State too is insane to me. They lost the first round of the Big Ten tournament. Boise made it all the way to the final. I understand the Mountain West isn't as strong of a conference, but Boise was the number 1 seed going into that matchup. Like they were a strong team out of the Mountain West. They got screwed over by a challenging game against Colorado State, and I guess they paid the ultimate price amongst everyone else.
Yeah, Nicole Auerbach's on a heater. She said, "Oh, this is smart. They brought the vice chair out to answer questions re UNC the bubble since UNC AD Bubba Cunningham won't be able to."
Tough.
Hey, I mean, kudos to West Virginia. They're technically the 69th seed. Nice. I love that's my new thing. Everyone always with the NFL draft, they're like, "Oh, Mr. Irrelevant." No, my favorite draft pick is whoever gets picked 69th.
Yeah, so Ryan Hammer, friend of the program, confirms the West region is by far the group of death.
And that is Florida.
That's Florida, UConn, Memphis, Maryland, Grand Canyon, Mizzou, Drake, Texas Tech, Wilmington, Kansas, St. John's.
Yeah.
Loaded.
We got to get somebody from the St. John's marching band on. That sea shanty is electric.
I can't help but think St. John's entering the group of death is just it's Russell Crowe and Gladiator, just like ready to go.
It's fucking Avengers Endgame, and you just hear Sam Wilson on your left. And then the portals open up, and here's Rick Pitino and the fucking sea shanty playing Red Storm marching band.
Who's the lead actor in 300?
Gerard Butler.
There you go. Yeah, that's the vibe.
That is a nasty group. All right, so let's look at the first 4 while we dissect everything. In the South, it's the 16 Alabama State St. Francis. Midwest, it's 11 seed Texas Xavier. The East, it's another 16 seed American versus Mount St. Mary's. And then the South is San Diego State against the controversial North Carolina Tar Heels.
Quite controversial to say the very least. I mean, I can't tell you enough about the The 16s, I can tell you at the very least that Mount St. Mary's is a really strong team, and they'll probably end up beating American the way I see it. I think St. Francis will beat Alabama State. That's just my early prediction there. Both of these games are probably going to end up being a pick 'em. When you look at the overall odds here of this matchup, and I'll try and pull up the sports books to see where the very early lines are on these. But if I had to give you a prediction, I think San Diego State should be a favorite in this game. I think Texas, just with their body of work, should have the edge in this game. So actually, I'm seeing Xavier -2.5 and San Diego State +3.5. So if they don't think San Diego State's got a shot here, I think I'm going to put the money early on San Diego State.
Do they have anything for the 16 seeds? Because I like Alabama State, honestly, looking at their season overall team stats. You know why? They make their free throws, Stevie.
Alabama State enters in a 2.5-point favorite over St. Francis, and Mount St. Mary a 1.5-point dog against American. So we'll see how that lines up. I mean, personally, I would take the plus money on everybody in this field. Now that you mentioned Alabama State and making their free throws, it's what I always say about Villanova. Teams who hit their free throws and don't turn the ball over always win games in March. So I can go in on Bama State.
St. Francis makes their free throws too, but they don't get to the line as often. So
problem,
Alabama State gets to the line more. They have a lower percentage, but they're 13.1 out of 18.9 versus 9.7 out of 13.3.
Yeah, I would definitely again, it's the reason why Connor Gillespie and those guys at Nova always did so good. They go to the line all the time. They hit every shot. I think when they were in the Final Four a few years ago, I think in 2021, their bread and butter was they go to the free throw line 34 times a game.
Yep.
It's what I always say about putting, right? 30 of your shots on the golf course is with your putter. If you can hone in on that, then you're golden. That there is the killer.
And Alabama State turns it over about 4 times less per game than St. Francis, 9.2 to 12.9.
Exactly. So
but the fun part is they're almost even in defensive rebounds. And that's also going to be huge in a 16 seed fucking
exactly.
demolition derby. Let's see the stats for Texas and Xavier. They're pretty even. Although Xavier assists on almost 4 more points. They average almost 4 more assists per game. That's interesting. Texas turns it over less. That'll be a battle. Let's see the other matchup. Whew! American and Mount St. Mary's make their free throws. American makes 75.8% of their free throws. And 73.4% for Mount St. Mary's.
Let me see the St. John side.
Also, I love the mascots for the Alabama State and St. Francis matchup. Alabama State's the Hornets, and St. Francis is the Red Flash.
That is good.
So let's see. Clark's Final Four. He's got Michigan State, Florida, Clemson, and Duke. And his Clark's Final Four on the broadcast, he's got Michigan State, Florida, Duke, and Clemson. And he's got Florida beating Clemson.
For the sake of the opportunity that we have, should we go over the bracket and try and fill something out?
Let's do it. I'll pull up a bracket here.
Let's do it. Pull it up on screen, and we can run through this side by side. Try and get a feel for the field. Very first look. Try and give you an idea of who we think will end up making the big run.
Enter in on my laptop here, and let's.
Should we remove the overlay?
Yeah, if you can, I'll get this
You got
pulled
it.
up.
Yeah, you say when.
ESPN will let me fill it out, right?
So will CBS.
CBS bracket. There we go. Okay. StreamYard. Share screen.
We can get the printable brackets.
Not now. Boom. All right.
Here we go. So let's dig in. Off the bat, I'll run Auburn to win that first game. Let's just make it easy on ourselves, and we'll call it from there. Louisville Creighton is cinematic masterpiece for viewership.
The
Ryan
ultimate
Kalkbrenner,
8-9.
literally the ultimate 8-9. Whenever you see a red versus a blue, it kind of gives you like Halo vibes. I love this matchup. I think that Creighton is I make the joke about like teams in the Big Ten football every year. It's just a bunch of white guys who just drink milk for every meal. Ryan Kalkbrenner is this gigantic playmaker. When they had Bailey Shireman last year, he was filthy. They only managed to retool and get better under head coach Greg McDermott. I don't know where I'm going to lean right now, but Louisville did make a run in the ACC tournament only to lose late on basic technicality and a missed shot late. I'm going to ride with Louisville in the 8-9 just to start off. But that very well could turn around very quickly. DJ might hate me. He might hate me.
Oh, he will.
Oh, he will. And I think UC San Diego is going to set up a date with A&M. Yale's one of those schools where every single year the Ivy League, the winner of the Ivy League, the one auto bid they get. In years past, Harvard's won games, Princeton's won games. I need to do more research in order to understand how the Ivy League will shake out against a matchup with a team who, like I said, the SEC, man, 14 bids, such an overall talented body of work compared to the field. They are a threat to make a deep run in the tournament because of how overly skilled they are. So I will go there. And A&M's also, as of right now, a touchdown favorite over Yale. So that's kind of where I sit. I'm going to tentatively take San Diego State over Ole Miss under the presumption that they end up winning this game because UNC doesn't deserve to be where they are. So I will go with that. Let's see. Iowa State and Lipscomb. I'll go Iowa State in a handed matchup. Lipscomb is a good 3-point shooting team, good from behind the arc, good at causing turnovers, which is not good enough in this instance. This is where things get tricky. Marquette. So one of the things that I questioned a lot early on in the year was I kept on seeing the Marquette Golden Eagles rated so low. They weren't a top 25 team, but they were a top 2 team in the Big East. So I'm like, what gives? And it couldn't have just been the idea that the SEC was just that good and that the 24 seed Marquette was just a really good Big East team, but they fell backwards, right? I thought Creighton should have been ranked. I thought Marquette should have been ranked. What I came to find out was that it really came down to Marquette's weaknesses than it was their strengths. As of right now, I'm going to go to New Mexico to upset Marquette in a 7-10 matchup, and I'll take Michigan State over Bryant. Unfortunately, I don't think the folks over at Bryant are going to be able to get it done, although they are a Northeastern school. I'll take Auburn over Louisville in the 1-8. And I think UC San Diego's run will come to an end. They'll lose to A&M in the 12-4. I'm going to continue to ride with San Diego State as the 11 over the 3 Iowa State, and I'll take Michigan State to ruin New Mexico's year, and that'll send us with a 1-2 matchup, Michigan State and Auburn out of the the South Regional.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and I will. I would have to look and see where I feel on that matchup, but as of right now, I would go with Auburn, the number 1 overall seed, to make the Final Four.
Boom. Where do we want to go next, Chief?
Let's go to the East.
All right. I presume Duke is advancing for you.
Yes. So Duke will advance. I'll take Baylor in the 8-9.
Interesting.
And then I will take Duke to beat them out in a tight game. I'll take Oregon over Liberty and Arizona over Akron. This is going to be a very chalky region, but I'm going to go with Oregon over Duke. And then at that point, I think it's a pick 'em with how talented both are. I'll need to do some more research, but preliminaries, I'll go with Duke.
So Duke over Oregon.
Duke over Oregon.
Okay.
On the other side of that regional, I'm going to go with an upset here. I'll take VCU over BYU, the winners of the A10 over George Mason, a really talented team overall. They were on that bubble had they lost the A10, but I think they could pull something off. I'll take Wisconsin as well as St. Mary's. And then we'll close out the region with Alabama over Robert Morris. Alabama, really talented offensive team. Do I think they'll beat the Gales? Yes. But I could very well be wrong. They'll play Wisconsin. We'll get a Big Ten SEC matchup, and I'll take Alabama in that one as well. We seem a little bit chalky, but this is kind of where things get really interesting. I'm going to ride with Alabama over Duke. The offensive prowess will go. We'll go to the Midwest because I want to save the West for the region of death, the good stuff for last. Give me Houston as the 1 seed over Southern Illinois. I'll take Gonzaga as the 8, and the Zags are going to beat Houston. And I am with passion and certainty in that bet. This is a tough matchup for McNeese, and I think for yet a second year in a row, they get absolutely fucking screwed. I'll take Clemson in the 5-12, and I'll take Purdue in that. I'll take Clemson as the 5 to win against Purdue. And then I will take Gonzaga as the 8 seed to make the Elite 8 over Clemson. Moving on from there, whoever wins Texas Xavier, they're going to get ramrodded by Illinois. So Illinois will win that handedly. Kentucky will beat Illinois. Kentucky will beat Troy, and then they'll beat Illinois. I'm going to go with Utah State out of the Mountain West and then Tennessee in that one, but I think that they could very well lose to a very talented Wofford team. I'll take Tennessee, and then I will take the Blue Blood Kentucky Wildcats to the Elite 8 there. Finally, we go to the final side, the region of death.
And you have Kentucky advancing past Gonzaga?
We'll save that one for a minute.
Okay.
They're gonna play Alabama. We'll have to say.
Yes.
All right. So we'll lead off the Western region. We'll go with Florida over Norfolk State. I'll take UConn over Oklahoma. That's going to be a dogfight. Memphis over Colorado State. Maryland over Grand Canyon. Drake over Missouri. Texas Tech to advance, as well as Kansas and the Johnnies. While this might seem like the most chalky first bit, now it's going to become an absolute slaughter. St. John's to beat Kansas, Drake to beat Tech, and Maryland to beat Memphis, UConn to beat Florida in a late run. This isn't the most talented UConn team, but there's something about them that can make a big splash. Maryland to advance over UConn, and I will take the Johnnies over Drake. And honestly, I think St. John's can make it out of here. I'll take St. John's beating Maryland.
Which you still have your Kentucky Gonzaga matchup to determine.
Yeah, that's where I get funky. Every single March Madness for the last 10 years, a non-top 5 seeded team has made the tournament. Give me the Gonzaga Bulldogs over Kentucky. So that will set us up with what? A 1, a 2, a 2, and an 8?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I'm getting chills just looking at it. God, Auburn's just so big. But do I take Bruce Pearl or Rick Pitino? That right there is an all-time matchup.
Just remember what Bruce Pearl said on national TV the other day.
My bench and a bunch of pussies. Yeah, you know what? So solely on that, give me Bruce Pearl and Auburn, and they're gonna get a date with Gonzaga, the 1 versus the 8.
Good grief.
And Oh, I hate being chalky, but I feel like Auburn is the team to beat in this tournament. Overall, the body of work is just so impressive. Despite losing to Tennessee yesterday, they are still legit. They have an opportunity in order to run deep. I think Auburn will be your champion. And from a first look, this list is absolutely apt to change, and things will change in very quick timing. You'll get to see my entire picks, though, once the brackets officially close out, and you can join the bracket challenge over on ESPN.
Yes, our bracket challenge is linked in the description. Join that thing. It's free to join. All we ask is that you make your social media handle of choice your bracket names so we know how to reach out to you if you do so happen to advance and win the bracket challenge, which is powered by FOCO. FOCO is going to be hooking up the winner with a pretty sweet prize pack at the end of the whole thing. So just make your social media handle or your name if you feel comfortable putting your name there. If we know you personally as well, that makes it easy for us to reach out to get your information over to FOCO. So join the bracket challenge. It's free to join. You can share it with your friends, your family, whomever. The more, the merrier. We're trying to make this our biggest bracket challenge in our company's history so far. Past couple years, we've hit like the 75 mark per year, which is amazing. Let's get into the hundos. Let's get to that hundo percent and have the biggest bracket challenge in Underground Sports Philadelphia history to date. So use our link to join the bracket challenge. It's linked in the description of the live stream, and it's been in the description of all of our podcasts since we've made the bracket, so you can join there. And as Steve mentioned, our Underground Madness 2025 is proudly presented by our friends over at FOCO. Boom. FOCO, the leaders in forever collectibles. They're hooking you up this March Madness. They're making sure that our viewers, our listeners know that they are the place to go for college athletics, apparel, merchandise, collectibles, you name it. Use our link in the description. And when you go to check out, use code Underground10 from now until April 8th, and you'll get 10% off your entire purchase from our friends at FOCO. Again, that's code Underground10. Use our link in the description, and you'll get 10% off your entire order from our friends at FOCO. Dude, I'm so happy FOCO like believes in this. Like it's really like that's the coolest part of this whole thing is that we have a big corporate company who believes in our content.
And honestly, to have a partner like FOCO who's involved in this only makes it even better. Of course, their website speaks for itself. I was showing a friend of mine who is an Oregon alumni their merch, and he was like, "Wow, this is actually like perfect for my college needs. This is something that I've been looking for." I think FOCO is a really cool and niche brand in the industry, which makes them more specialized and more interesting than the rest. I think that's what the allure is too, from a big corporate company to be able to come in and support something like this and have an underlying message that, hey, you know what, we are different and we're cool that way. And to be able to work with us, who of course we pride ourselves on being a little bit different and being a little quirky, but covering some really cool sports as well. To be able to do this only makes it that much more fun and interesting as well.
And the cool thing is, for a lot of the colleges that are in the tournament, some of them are sold out, but they've got the neon signs now, Steve. And you know how I love me a neon sign. They've got the Alabama mascot, the elephant in the red sweater as a neon sign.
Baby.
They got the Oregon Duck. They got the Georgia Bulldog. They've got a lot of really cool stuff on their website, and can't thank FOCO enough for hopping on board with us for all of March Madness. Like, genuinely, the team I picked to win the tournament, I'm ordering the shirt so I can wear it all tournament long and represent them, because my squad's not in, because we just did the right thing, and time to get a new coach, baby. Fortune 500, here we come.
I may have to invest in some St. John's shorts alls or overalls for the big dance. I sent my friends actually, hold on, you know what, I'll pull the photo up because I know you'll appreciate it. This was what my friends, so I sent my friends the post of our bracket challenge and everything. And my one friend goes, you know who you look like? And I'm like, who? And he's like, you're gonna look just like this when you pull up to a game or wherever with the fellas. Hold on, let me share my screen.
We love Vince Wilfork.
Big Steve pulling up in the overalls.
That's great.
That's going to be just absolute freaking cinema.
That's awesome.
So that'll probably end up being me, and I will have no problem with that.
That's incredible.
Let me see. Yeah, I've got to roll through their site now and see what else I got.
Their stuff is so sweet. Like the college shirts that they just put out
these are sick,
incredible. And plus they have like their own version of Legos too that are called Brixels. That like you can literally build like a mini stadium.
That's so cool.
Which is so dope.
Honestly, dude, the bobbleheads are sick too.
They're amazing. Speaking of bobbleheads, they hooked us up with this a couple months ago. Limited edition,
no way.
Brian Dawkins bobblehead while holding the Brian Dawkins bobblehead.
Absolutely elite.
It's got the jersey number like thing on the back. It's so sick.
I may have to get my hands if they have the Notre Dame mascot, the leprechaun. May have to get in on that.
Oh, that'd be cool.
You know what would actually be awesome, and I feel like they have some of this. We should work with FOCO to get like an NIL deal with some local Philly colleges, like a bobblehead for like a top player. Like I'm seeing a few here on here, like they have like for Miami football, they have Jeremy Shockey, they have Jonathan Vilma, Miles Garrett from A&M. They also have a Alabama softball player here, Faith Hensley. Like if they had like NIL deals with some of these schools and some of these players, that'd be a really cool partnership to match up with.
That'd be sick.
They got a Gordon Hayward, Dak Prescott, Sam Darnold, only $40.
They also have I love that they have like a partnership with like the Peanuts, like Snoopy and them. Their Snoopy stuff is so cool.
That is dope. A mini big head bobblehead. What is that? I don't understand what this says. They have like no Notre Dame stuff, and it's sort of upsetting. Damn. FOCO, get some more Notre Dame gear from me.
Let's see if I can find. Because sometimes like you can't search it and you have to click on the stuff. Huh.
Okay, do you think that I would look good in overalls? If I was skinnier, that's mean.
Overalls are a big boy outfit, in my opinion.
Exactly. Like the overalls are made for the big boys.
Can't have them sagging off you.
Sagging.
Collectibles.
I'm gonna really show up to a Mets game with my Mets overalls.
Dude, the fact that they have like 3-foot Shohei Ohtani bobbleheads is incredible. Just incredible.
Babe, come here. Come here. I think you look so good in these. Here, hold on. Here, come here. Please. Look, you don't even have to come in frame. You don't think you look good in these FOCO overalls?
Are you recording?
Yeah, maybe these. You look great in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Would you wear them? To give me? No? Come on.
I mean, the logo one was way cuter.
It was?
The first one was way cuter, yeah.
All right, so maybe I'll buy them for you.
Yes. I think one of the cool things, too, that they just came out
match.
With FOCO, they have like the tailgate bags that they let you bring into the stadiums.
Yes.
that have like the whatchamacallit, like you can put like, what are they, gibbets? You can put them on the side, like that are on Crocs.
Oh yeah.
You can put them on the sides of the bags.
Bro, the gibbets. Did you see that they that speaking of gibbets, Croc is releasing Lightning McQueen like Crocs,
Chow.
like new ones. Whenever I watch cars, it always makes me want to go and like be a race car driver. Somewhere like in a different life, that would be like my end all be all. Oh no way, dude! There's no way that FOCO also has partnerships with like all these like television shows.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
You're telling me that I can get Game of Thrones themed all the bracelets. Oh, that's sick. I can get a Boston Red Sox Ice Dragon bobblehead or Mets one. That's sick. The gnome stuff's really cool.
I love gnomes. I think gnomes are one of the most underrated collectibles.
I think Funko Pops are really cool, and I don't have any. I can't put anything up like in my room. I have my small setup of like of bobbleheads and stuff, but none of it like really
Speaking of Game of Thrones,
really compares. That's amazing. Get me on the Iron Throne. Probably the coolest bobblehead though I have was from was Marvel Day, Starling
That's
Marte,
so sick.
Wakanda Forever.
That's so dope.
This is sick. I have some cool old hockey pucks from Quinnipiac, the Rangers, the Reading Royals. Shout out to Philadelphia and the Reading area. But could definitely get in on some more of these.
I wish I knew about FOCO back when these were not sold out, but they have the Philadelphia, like they have the Fanatic on one of the dragons from Game of Thrones.
That's cool. Actually, I'm seeing this, which is really awesome, which I think would be a sweet buy for you. It's a neon LED Bryce Harper.
Oh, I need that. That's
like
fire.
that's insane.
That's fire.
The neon lights, dude, like glows
That's
in the
so
dark.
sick.
That's
like
insane.
There was a bobblehead that our former colleague Brooke Destra, who now works at NBC Sports Philly, had from FOCO. And Aaron Nola caught sight of it and wanted it, so she hand delivered the bobblehead to Aaron Nola.
That's amazing. They also have they have Trey Turner on the Philadelphia Express train. That's hilarious.
Dude, like they had back in the day, like I guess when Game of Thrones was popping, like they had like the mascots on the Iron Throne.
That would actually be a big time buy for me. They have they have a bunch for City Connect. Yeah, these are cool. They have a Sanga, a Lindor for me. They have the Fanatic in the like City Connect uniform. Yeah, man, FOCO's killing it.
They're awesome.
8-inch bobbleheads. Those things are huge. Dare I say, like their hat game is kind of rivaling 47, other sponsor. Like
it's getting up there. They're getting into everything.
Couple really strong sponsors going head to head and dueling. We're not here to play favorites, but
they're doing some good stuff, man.
That's awesome. Like this is definitely your speed. Let me find the Eagles hat. Yeah, like this is definitely like your speed, your kind of like style.
Oh yeah,
of hat.
We love a relaxed fit.
The Giants one's sick.
That is a good Giants hat.
But we're apparently not Giants fans in this house. Or at least we're not allowed to be. For a couple hours a day. Oh man. So good stuff so far. I mean, a lot of really good news so far for the men's bracket. I think we have a pretty good idea of where the field stands.
Mhm.
I'm curious to see what else is to come. I mean, it's a let me actually see for the woman's side because that comes up at 8. Did my Quinnipiac Bobcats win tonight? They better have. Oh, they lost. Are you serious? No way. Are they getting an at large though? Oh no. KB, I'm getting nervous now. What's the woman's bracketology looking like? Come on. I don't care about who's on the bubble. I don't know who's getting in. I don't think that they're getting in, which is really upsetting. Where's Fairfield projected on here? A 12 seed? Fuck. Wow. Quinnipiac missing out on the tournament again after having the MAC men's and women's coach of the year and MAC men's and women's players of the year.
That's tough.
That's rough, bro. You know what? Some things just they weren't meant to be.
I always root for Dawn Staley for women's. She's a legend. She's got a rep.
I've always been a what is it? Kaylee Mulkey, head coach over at
Kim Mulkey.
Kim Mulkey. Thank you.
She just has the most obscure outfits of all time.
But of course, I'm also very impartial to my Notre Dame side, even though the men's side has not been good for a long time. But Notre Dame, nasty team on the women's side. They're Neil Ivy's been insane for them ever since Muffet McGraw retired. Which, by the way, all-time name Muffet McGraw, beast. That woman knew no bounds. And I need like an energy drink.
That's why we need Ghost Energy to sponsor us.
I mean, don't we have a sponsor for energy drinks?
It's kind of in flux.
There you go. That's what you need sometimes. Dude, I can't get over these bobbleheads.
They're so sick.
Oh, they have they have a Nick Foles Philly special with like the Sports Illustrated cover.
Yes.
Oh, but it's sold out. Damn.
I know. That one flew.
Listen, these things are sweet. I wish I had known about FOCO years ago. Oh, they have a Tiger Woods one too. Man. Let's see if they have any other.
Which is so funny because they're literally smack dab, like their HQ is right in between us.
Where are they?
They are in. They're in Piscataway.
Piscataway, New Jersey.
Piscataway, New Jersey.
Love me some good Piscataway.
Why does it sound like that would be like a meal at like a diner?
Piscataway.
Hey, let me get what's on tap. You got the Piscataway on tap?
The fucking grits.
Let's get this out to the people. Boom.
This is cool. You can also buy like a wooden like replica of stadiums on FOCO.
Yes, I think that's one of the cooler things that they have.
The pizzles, and then the brixels.
The Brixels are fire. It would be sick if we did like a live stream building one of those.
Of just building the world's most boring stadium, MetLife Stadium.
Piecing together some Brixels.
Piecing together the brixels.
Let's see what colleges
What do
they have.
They have helmets too for brixels. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could build the link. You could build Cowboy Stadium, Bryant Denny. Oh, the Fenway one is so cool. Yeah, you know what? I think this is going to be my new project. I made a joke to Kay, speaking of Brixels and like Legos and everything. They had the F1 like die casts at Costco, but they were Legos. And I was like, "Oh, am I gonna buy an F1 die cast?" She was like, "Well, like if that's gonna be your new toy," and I'm like, I may have to buy it. And I didn't buy it, but I kind of want to go back now and get it.
This is very on brand for me, and it's very niche, but they have a Michael Franco Phillies Brixels mini player for $14. I might have to pull the trigger on that.
On the super sale. Oh no, they have the Deshaun Watson Houston Texans.
Get them at.
Wait, they have sneakers too?
Yeah, I got my mom a pair of the Phillies ones for Christmas. They're almost like Converse.
No. Like the Brixels.
Oh, I didn't see those. I was like, they have regular sneakers too at FOCO, which is sick.
They have the Brixels, the shoes. It's amazing.
They have the Dolphin Stadium, which looks like Cinderella's castle. I might have to buy the link.
Those are so cool. They also they have like other like players and logos. They have like a Julio Jones, a Jameis Winston, Jadeveon Clowney. Yo, Gary Sanchez is a Yankee. It's hilarious.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. The fact that the Dak Cowboys one's only $14 is crazy. He's still on the team.
I know.
Does FOCO know that quietly the Cowboys are trying to get rid of him?
I was today years old when I learned that the Saints mascot was named Gumbo.
That tracks. Makes a lot of sense. Honestly, dude, like the college stadiums look awesome. They also have the they have both of the bigger and the smaller version of Lucas Oil. Those are insane. Oh, they have the Brooklyn Dodgers. That's so cool.
Yeah.
The old Ebbets Field.
They have Cameron Indoor.
I love it. Honestly, dude, they have Ovi. Like, I'm gonna have to get in on one of these.
I think I'm gonna buy the link.
Also, it's not like I would never know this, but you can get Army's mascot Blackjack, just a horse.
That's so cool.
Like, even unbranded is just really cool. You can get the $14 Mookie Betts as a Red Sox. Pat Patriot, that just screams Pat Pitts.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
They have Louisville's basketball arena as well. The KFC Yum Center.
Classic.
What a name.
Classic, the KFC Yum Center. I love it.
They have Wisconsin's basketball arena.
Yeah, no, FOCO is just on fire. They have the stuff.
Yeah, they have a big version of the link and a small version.
Wonder how big the big one is, and also like what it would run for me to leave on this desk full time.
Let's see if it tells. So the big one in terms of the link, it's 12 inches by 10 inches by 3.5 when it's fully assembled.
That's big. It's a foot long. It's a $5 foot long.
It's almost 3,600 pieces. In comparison, the small one is 7 by 5 by 3.
Yeah, I think the small one's the buy for just size wise. If I
Yeah.
buy the bigger one, it's basically going to take up the entirety of my entire apartment.
This is so cool, though.
I don't live in an apartment nearly big enough to be able to support a full size thing. I have a friend who he spent like his yearly bonus and he bought the Millennium Falcon like supersized one for like $1,000, and like it takes up like 3/4 of his room. And I'm like, dude, like this is. He's like, yeah, but it's so cool, right? And I'm like, not when you gotta like walk over it, like you're trying to like creep out of your room,
Right.
Or like my friend Sean's got the Titanic, but it's broken into 3 pieces and they're in different parts of the room because you can't put them all together on the one table.
That's incredible.
Oh, it's incredible. I love it. Oh, here we go. Here's the golf bobbleheads that we're looking for. Wait, I can't go on to that? I guess the filtering. What else do we got on here? Oh my. Owie kazowie. The Shohei Ohtani 3-foot bobblehead's $1,500.
Yeah.
I mean, like, granted, yeah, because it's like this tall.
So I got this smaller version. It's a Jason Kelsey and the Mummers.
That's sick.
They had I want to say 5-foot version of this for like $5,000.
You want to laugh? They actually had at Shea Stadium. I will never forget. And back then, when I was a little kid, I had no reference of money. So we go to the team store whenever we go to sit to Shea Stadium. It would be a big whole thing. They had a life-size Mr. Met, and it was $15,000. And I always looked at it, and I'm like, what if I bought that? Like where would it go? Where would I put it? For $15,000, and it literally said the placard said Mr. Met life size $15,000. And I'm like, one day, I wonder what happened to it, because it's no longer there at Citi Field. Probably Steve Cohen probably bought it. He said, yeah, this would look good. Imagine the guy walking out of Shea Stadium back in like 2007 carrying this giant box of a 6-foot tall Mr.
Met. There he is. We'll get our first live reaction to somebody who's in the tournament. It's Coach Deej.
What I know?
How we feeling? Michigan in the tourney, in the dance.
5 seed. 5 seed. Hey, wait, are we still in the side of the bracket with Duke?
No, you're on the side of the bracket with Auburn.
Oh, fuck.
Now, DJ, do you know who you're playing in the first round?
Yeah, like UC San Diego or whatever.
Yeah, you guys are getting rotted by them.
Yeah, fuck you. This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna go into that game and we're gonna throw 18 turnovers and lose by 3.
That's exactly why I'm taking UC San Diego in the game.
And I'm gonna be pissed.
The instant reaction of UC San Diego beating Michigan by 3, and then just panning right to the video of DJ going crazy might top the video of me getting so upset about the Giants taking Kayvon Thibodeau. I literally wrote my death wish on the live show.
Do we have the times
yet? The best possible thing that could happen is the Michigan game is while I have practice.
Oh, God. So
That
you're not
would
even
the
going to
best
be.
thing ever.
You're not. You won't even be in the know.
Great.
So
I mean, that's great for multiple reasons. You either get to see me absolutely explode with excitement that we won once I check my phone, or you get to see me absolutely crash the fuck out.
TJ, can please, for the love of God, I need you. If you don't see the score at all, take a video of yourself live reacting when you see it on ESPN, so you can post it on social media.
I will purposely not look at my phone the whole way home,
Please.
so that I don't see the score. Because I got the notice.
Yes, that would be exceptional.
I got the tweet notice, the ESPN notice, the Fox Sports notice. CBS
Turn it all off.
I'm not even gonna turn them off. I'm just not gonna look at them.
Good man.
And then I'll record myself looking up the score, and I think y'all will love it, regardless.
Oh, that'll be absolutely incredible. Yeah, no, we just went over the entire bracket. We ran through the gamut of everything going on. Michigan will play San Diego. If they can get past San Diego, they'll play the winner of A&M and Yale. And if they win that game, they will take on the winner of Auburn.
Yale?
Yale.
Bro, if we lose, if we beat San Diego, we're gonna lose to Yale. I watched Yale play earlier, bro. That white boy, Olski, I don't even know how to say. That man is cold work. And it's not fair. They're already smarter than everybody, and then they go actually get some athletes up there. It's not cool. This is the worst draw Michigan could have ever fucking gotten. Who put this bracket together? I have so many fucking questions.
Well, for reference, UNC got in the last four and is playing in the 11 seed play-in. They had one quad one win going into everything,
and then the first four out had what, 6 quad one wins combined,
and UNC had one. They were 1-12 in quad one games.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
They all need to lose their job. The selection committee needs to be reconstructed at the end of this year.
And who's the director of the selection committee? Oh, that's right, the guy who runs UNC.
Interesting.
I wonder how that happened.
Could he be more like Ward Manuel? Be an awful athletic director that knows how to do things fairly, because he wouldn't just throw Michigan into the college football playoff if he wanted to. Made him earn it. By the way, fire Ward Manuel. Please give me a new athletic director.
Unfortunately, I can't commiserate with you that much on that one. However, what I can tell you is that I don't know if Yale's going to be able to beat A&M in that first round. So Michigan might get lucky.
Don't sleep.
No, dude, look, the Ivy League schools, they always manage to pull one off at least.
And is Yale the only one in?
Yeah.
So don't sleep.
I hate how we don't have tip times yet.
They play very good basketball.
You're probably not going to get tip times until probably tomorrow at the earliest.
Yep.
I love how I just said that, and Big Cat just tweeted, "Give us the tip times."
Give us the tip times.
Yeah, we're not gonna get those till at least tomorrow, if not Tuesday. But
I'm dreading going to work on Tuesday because I know I'm not going to get anything done.
That's why I said for weeks on the main pod, which you should be subscribed to, I said, and this is your time now to do it a year in advance. Look ahead to 2026. Put in that PTO for Thursday and Friday of March Madness, so you have a nice little 4-day weekend. Have yourself a time, and you just veg out for 96 hours watching basketball.
Oh, I thought you was telling me to take some PTO because they're going to be a Philly and we're going to go. I was like,
they will be in Newark for the East Regional Final. That'll be elite. No, but
no one likes Newark.
I mean,
the steak up there, the airport suck, the people suck.
I don't know
all the stadiums in Newark are New Jersey, but all the teams that play in it is New York, so it makes no fucking sense.
In totally unrelated news, KB, we have some news coming out of the golf world.
Hold the phone. What do we have?
Apparently, they suspended the final round of the players, and they are going to have a Monday finish. It's a playoff with JJ Spawn and Rory McIlroy.
Jesus.
Is the golf world okay?
Yeah, well, everyone else is going to go travel to wherever to wherever they got to go. Rory's coming back 9 a.m. Monday to go play one hole of golf, maybe.
Jeez Louise. So Matt Schick from ESPN tweeted at like 6:51. According to the committee, North Carolina was officially the last team in the field.
It's ridiculous.
On the latest bracket matrix featuring 111 bracketologists, West Virginia was in all 111 brackets. Indiana was in 90. Texas was in 50. Xavier was in 30. North Carolina was in 27.
It's ridiculous.
Disgusting.
I'm so upset.
Hey, that's just as bad as what they did to my Pistons last night. I know y'all saw that.
Oh yeah.
Hey, NBA refs are about to get the biggest piece of my mind in a second. I ain't even been tucked into the NBA like that, but I'm getting real upset with the disrespect they're giving Kate Cunningham. Like, he's not a fucking star in the NBA right now. What star What star y'all know can't argue a call without getting a tech? Motherfucker, Patrick Beverly almost didn't get a tech when he pulled out the camera. They waited like 30 seconds before they teed him up. He could bring out a whole ass camera, and he ain't even really no star. No disrespect to Pat Bev, that's my guy. But he ain't no motherfucking star. Arguably the best point guard in the league in terms of current play is Cade Cunningham. And he can't argue a call? Crazy.
Nope.
But
DJ, at least Michigan didn't get into this side of the bracket because Florida has to deal with St. John's, Texas Tech, and Maryland. That's the 1 through 4 in the West.
Oh, brother,
no kids. I would rather be there.
You're missing the even best spot. Drake in the 11, Kansas in the 7, GCU could beat Maryland, Colorado State could beat Memphis.
Who does Drake play at the 11?
They play Mizzou.
Oh, upset alert!
Give me Drake, baby. The Drake Bulldogs. They're going deep.
Upset alert! They're gonna be dead the fuck on one.
And in the West, UConn's the 8 seed in the West.
Who does Kansas play at the 7?
Arkansas. And then they'll play St. John's.
Oh, they're gonna lose.
Yeah. Give me the Johnnies.
I can't believe UConn got in.
I mean, they were gonna get in.
Dude, they played like shit all year.
They have, but they were still ahead of Arkansas and Baylor were the last 2 buys amongst the grouping, and they managed to get in on the 10 and 9 lines. Like UConn was safe once they made the Big East semifinal. DJ, I want to ask you this because you're a big basketball guy. There's one team in particular that I said the deepest upset in the tournament, in my opinion, is a 15-2 matchup. The 2 seed Tennessee Volunteers. They got to play Wofford, who had maybe the best conference tournament run I've ever seen. What do you think?
I don't know about that. And I only say that because I just watched Tennessee play Auburn. And when they beat them, they looked like the best team in the country.
I agree with you, but Tennessee,
Tennessee does have the tendency. Tennessee has the tendency to be up and down.
Yeah.
They're not a very consistent team. So if they have a bad game, Wofford could definitely run the table and give them a run.
They also that's what happens when you run a seven-man rotation at the very most. They don't have a deep team at all.
I mean, low-key, you don't need a deep team. But also, and I say that because I think men's basketball should go back to quarters.
Yeah.
Then
Agreed.
You can run a 7-8 man rotation with quarters, and your team would be fantastic. Also, it's stupid that men's college basketball is the only basketball in the world that is hashed outside of AAU.
Yeah,
and AAU makes sense because you're playing multiple games in a day.
Yeah, I don't get the reasoning why they still keep with the 20-minute halves. It doesn't make sense to me.
It makes zero sense. And it's not like they haven't. What's the word I'm looking for? When you try something out,
Tested the waters.
There's like a certain word I'm looking for. Damn.
They haven't contemplated it.
No, not contemplated. Trial. They did trial runs.
Trials.
With the NIT, the men's NIT, just like they did the women's. They did women's. They did trial runs with the women's NIT, and then they brought it back to the women's game. They've done trial runs for like 3-4 years now in the men's NIT and have not changed it.
And honestly, the women's game is better because of it.
So much better.
The quality's immense.
I'm so excited.
We can hear you, bro. There we go.
My wife Juju gonna make a run.
DJ's in his bag right now. My wife Juju about to make a run.
Bro, she gonna make a run. Who else gonna make a run? UCLA probably gonna make a run.
My girl Sedona Prince.
Hey, yeah, she's solid. But it's really about Olivia Miles and Hannah Hidalgo out of Notre Dame. They've been killing.
Hell yeah.
Malaysia Fort Wiley and Asia James down in Asia James down in South Carolina. Isaiah James at North Carolina State. Obviously, you still got Big Foe Johnson down at LSU. They've been cooking too.
Notre Dame.
Hey, I don't really I'm not all that attracted to white women, but my side piece Haley Van Lith gonna make a run too. I promise you.
We got to put this man on like a most wanted list right now.
I'm on a generational run. What you trying to shut me down for?
There are children on this stream.
I didn't say nothing wrong.
But I will say, Haley Van Lith, baddie, certified.
Come on, bro. That's all I'm saying.
This man goes, I'm not really into black women.
On a live stream.
I'm just being honest. I didn't say I'm not at all. I just said not really.
I gotta take 5. I like actually gotta take 5.
Turn the stream up for the one time. I told y'all what it was.
Oh,
I just dealt with kids for 2 hours. Yeah, I'm on one.
Pause.
Yeah, I was coaching. Hence the whistle still on my neck, y'all. Come on.
He said, blow the whistle.
Doo, doo.
Do, do, do.
Yeah, bro, I'm not happy about Michigan's placement, to be honest. I'm about to take a look at the forward bracket. It could be worse, but it could be better.
worse.
It could be better.
Like, Duke's side of the bracket is not great either, where they're at. Like, the East is Duke is the 1, Bama's the 2, Wisconsin's the 3, and Arizona's the 4, Oregon's the 5, BYU is the 6.
I love that bracket. Michigan should be in that bracket. They should be swapping them with Wisconsin, but they're not going to. Wisconsin had a better season than this.
I mean, I do love a little bit of cinema where Michigan and Michigan State are in the same bracket.
That is not what's happening. Great. We have 0 chances of making it to the Final Four.
So there is a chance in the
Oh my God, I'm about to crash.
Elite 8 that Michigan State.
Those who stay will be what, Kyle?
What's that?
Those who stay will be what?
I don't know.
Champions. That's the mantra at Michigan. We don't care about no Elite 8s, Final Fours, and championship games. We can't get there.
We have the Michigan State to get there.
But what I will say is, if we get there, we're not going to lose. That gauntlet we got to go through is crazy. The only team that could beat us is probably Duke after that. I wouldn't trust nobody else to beat us. Because just like looking at what I've heard from the bracket so far, it sounds like most higher seeds are gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be mostly chalk in that bracket or in that region, which means we're gonna be playing the 1 seed, then the 4 seed, then the it's just like, man, if we run through that gauntlet, it's wraps.
I'm not really into black women.
This guy.
It don't work the same. You married.
Yeah, that's confirmed. You got a ring on your finger.
What's
On the
wrong
house.
with him? He think he me.
Whoa.
Like, bro. What's the quote, Kyle? I'm top 10. What?
Top 10 funniest guy you know.
Man, bro, he can't be me.
What the other day I heard a quote. A friend of mine's a big fan of MF Doom, and he goes, "Yo, MF Doom is your favorite rapper's favorite rapper." And I was like, immediately the first person I thought of when I heard that was DJ. I go, DJ is your favorite comedian's favorite comedian.
Nah. I'm y'all favorite podcaster.
Fair.
That's what it is. Like, man, what you ask Scotty, Diggs, all them who they favorite? Me. It's me.
I
Because
mean,
all I do is get on the mic and spew hot takes and crack jokes.
That's why David Andrews is trying to be me.
Oh,
KB's
bro.
David Andrews. I'm basically Tiger Woods. They're both recreational golfers. It's all the same shit.
Like, it's
David
so
Andrews
fucked up.
is nothing but a podcaster now.
Oh my god. I'm basically Tyler Conklin, right? Conklin or Taylor Lewan?
Taylor Lewan.
That's the one.
He's a Michigan man, so I'll give you some credit.
You got to find your Will Compton now.
Honestly, bro, it's kind of you.
Someone
Not
with
gonna lie.
Yeah, but I didn't grow up with rocks for teeth like Will Compton did and had to get veneers.
I mean, hey, Ethan might be getting veneers.
Dude, yeah, Deej, our intern Ethan on Get in the Hole.
What a first of all, great kid.
Amazing. Like fits in perfectly with this company.
I text the kid. Sorry to steal the thunder here.
No, go for it.
So we're in a content like group chat to go over like content strategy for the show, and I go, hey, Ethan, he put like a thumbnail up on Instagram. I go, hey, can you just change the thumbnail a little bit? I already edited it. I just need you to re-upload it. He goes, yeah, sure. He texted us like out of the blue, like 30 seconds later. Yeah, so like I got into a motorcycle accident, and I'm like kind of banged up, and I'm like, whoa, hold on, wait, pause. What? And he's like, yeah, I have a concussion, a hairline fracture in my jaw, and a few missing teeth. I go, motherfucker, why are you editing our content when you're in a hospital bed? And he goes,
High off Narcan.
he's like, man, the hands work.
Yeah, bro. I can't wait to link up with him.
Dude,
yeah.
So kid got into a motorcycle accident. He was making a turn and he lost traction, and he missed a car and a tree by like 2 feet.
An oncoming car.
He's got a hairline fracture, a few broken ribs, a concussion, and he's missing like 3 or 4 teeth. I'm like, bro, just don't come to work tomorrow.
Don't come to work.
Otherwise, bro, showing up on the pod tomorrow looking like Patchy the Pirate.
He said, I'm going to be looking like a pirate. I was like, cue the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song.
Speaking of veneers. Oh, my God. No, like real talk, though. Like, Ethan, if you're watching, please get better.
Yes.
Oh. I turn to Kay and I go, damn, I should get him like a feel better card and like a gift card. Maybe Uber Eats. And she goes, dude, the kid can't eat. He's got a fractured jaw. I'm like, oh God.
Insane.
And in that moment, he knew he fucked up.
I told my mama this story. She was like, why was the kid riding a motorcycle in the first place?
Like, bro. Oh man. I love that boy, but
he's the man.
My God.
That was insane.
But my God, bro, treat yourself.
Steve, do you want to tease our guest that's upcoming in the next half hour?
Yeah, so
Yes.
half hour from now. Oh, actually, literally just texted me. Give me 1 second.
Hey, bro, it snowed here today. Made me angry. When I tell you it was 75 on Friday and it just snowed here today, livid.
Am I muted?
So
okay.
actually, so my boy just texted me. So yeah, coming up in a half hour, we're gonna get Reed Vial. He's one of the special assistants to head coach Will Wade at McNeese State. He's gonna hop on, give us how the fellas are feeling going into their first round matchup against Clemson. They'll also take on, if they get past Clemson, the winner of Purdue and High Point. We'll chat with him about what he thinks about the bracket, how the team favors, and hopefully we can get our boy Amir Khan on to talk about his NIL deal. DJ's like seeing fire for the first time.
You know Amir Khan?
Yeah, bro, dude, the special assistant to McNeese State basketball is coming on the show. Might try and bring him on.
Hell yeah, bro.
Hell yeah! So he'll be on at 8:30. Quick little hop in. We'll talk to him for about 10 minutes and get his take on how things are. I told him basically the gist here will just be talk about how the team's feeling, what Will Wade said to the team after they found out their 12th spot against Clemson, and how their skill set's going to match up with everyone else from the bracket. Actually, that is him calling me right now, so I will be right back.
Beautiful. I love Amir Khan's page on the men's basketball website. His nickname is Aura.
Hey,
What a dog.
he's dripping with it, bro, right now.
What a dog.
Crazy work. It's always a man popping out there
So funny.
with some stupid grit. And I am here about it. Now I'm mad at my mom because she went to the place I'm gonna go for dinner and then didn't touch me. Like,
Well,
yeah, I had to go coach, but you could have put it in the stove or something.
While we wait for Steve to hop back in, I want to tell everybody about our friends over at FOCO, the leaders in forever collectibles. They're linking up with us this March Madness to make sure you're dripped out to the nines. We love FOCO. Use our link in the description. And now through April 8th, you get 10% off your order from FOCO with code Underground10. It's linked in the description, so make sure you use our link and then use code Underground10 at checkout to get 10% off your next order from our friends at FOCO. And Underground Madness 2025 is proudly presented by FOCO. You can also join our bracket challenge, free to join, that FOCO is hooking the winner up with an awesome prize pack at the end of the tournament. The link to join the bracket challenge is in the description. Bang.
You gotta do folks that my name's Steve. I just want you to know that.
Oh, no, I know. It was the only layout I had because I didn't know when you were joining yet.
It's all right. I was talking to you. You should know that by now.
Women's bracket about to get underway.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of tacos you like?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends.
Depends
So-
I'm
on-
big like
So I just got off the phone with Reed. Unfortunately, will not be able to make it on. He's been given specific instructions by Coach Will Wade himself to not talk to anybody about anything going on. They want to be dialed in for Clemson. But what he has told me, he would love to get on possibly tomorrow and chat with me. So I'll try and find some time to get a soundbite or two. But he does say that they're really excited about the 5-12 matchup. They think that this is a really good matchup for them, fits the game style well, and they think they can make a deep run. So really excited for what McNeese State could capitalize on and get going as they take on Clemson in the first round of the tournament.
So back to what kind of tacos y'all like?
We're talking tacos?
Yeah, what kind of tacos?
I mean, personally, I like Bang Bang Shrimp. That's just fire.
Barstool just tweeted the picture of the dude who like hits the peace sign and then disappears from the old Vine and said Joe Lenardi every year the second selection Sunday ends.
Dude.
You answer my question.
I hate to bash those folks who work for ESPN and do a great job at doing their thing on their program, but Joe Lenardi, man, he's wrong more than he's right.
Mm-hmm.
I remember back in the day, you would look up the previews of each matchup and be like, what does Lenardi think of Georgia and Gonzaga? And it'd be the complete opposite of what actually happened in the tournament. I did I followed this guy for stocks, and Jim Cramer, the guy who's on CNBC, who gives his stock picks. There's a guy you can join a website, and basically it's called the Reverse Cramer, where you can pick stocks that he thinks are going to be really bad that actually are really good, and then you can also follow other politicians like Nancy Pelosi. They did an anti-Lenardi bracket, so you can just pick all the teams that Lenardi's going against, and you statistically had a better chance to win that bracket than you did to pick his favorites.
That's hilarious.
So just leave it to my guy Joe Lenardi to get her going. Fellas, I'm gonna bounce. I got a couple things that I got to take care of, but it's been a pleasure as always. We have our bracket up right now. I will try my absolute best to get some more stuff going on. For those of you watching the stream, of course, get involved in what we're doing here with Underground Madness. I got my daily recaps coming to you. I'll talk tomorrow a little bit, hinting at some upset alerts for the bracket, how the total bracket is shaping out. We'll talk group of death, of course, how some of our favorite teams are going to fare, including DJ's Michigan Wolverines in their first round matchup against the UC San Diego Tritons. But so keep it with us. Underground Sports Philadelphia, the Underground Madness, brought to you by the fellas over at FOCO. And I will see you guys later. There's my ad read for the day. Take it easy, fellas.
Later, Beast.
Those are-
Let me get a new layout made.
we can get lit for real. Buzzkill's gone.
Say what?
So we can get lit for real. The Buzzkill's gone. I'm pissed. My taco spot was closed. I didn't know they closed at 8 on.
You got.
Bro. Angry. I am angry. But no tab. I'm like, no, they'll give me a burrito. Bro, we got this spot called Big Burrito here. Slapper.
So UCLA got one of the 1 seeds for the women in the Spokane Regional. They'll play the winner of UC San Diego and Southern.
You look at women's bracket?
Yeah.
What you just said?
So Richmond, your Richmond Spiders, Deej. They get in as an 8 seed. They are in the 8 seed in Los Angeles. And they will take on 9 seed Georgia Tech. And then number 4, Baylor. Will take on Grand Canyon. The 5 seed will be Ole Miss. And the 12 seed will be Ball State. Three seed LSU.
Yeah, bro, this sounds like some taco food truck. Yeah. About to try this thing out. Somebody said they slap. About to see what they got chorizo, so that's the only reason I'm still here. Chorizo slap. You didn't tell me what kind of tacos you like, man.
I'm a big, like, if it's like traditional type of tacos and not like your, make at home, you got tacos in a box type of thing. I like fish tacos a lot.
Like, what did I just say? Oh, he's a fucking white man.
Fish tacos slap, and I like birria tacos a lot.
There, thank you. Birria tacos do hit. I'm a chorizo
They're-
guy. Birria slap. Carne asada decent.
Next time you're here, we'll have to go down to Cape May because there's a place down there that has cheesesteak birria tacos that are just delightful.
That little piece on fire.
So Florida State's the 11 seed Florida State's the 6 seed playing the 11 seed George Mason in the women's bracket.
George Mason. You said Georgia. I'm gonna have to look at both brackets so I can really get.
NC State gets in as a 2 seed. What's crazy to me is that the big teams in the women's bracket typically get a home game first. Like with how these regions play out from what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that.
So it's NC State versus Vermont. Michigan State is in as a 7 seed for the women. And they will play the 10 seed Harvard.
Hey, Harmony Turner on Harvard is a beast. Harmony Turner on Harvard is a beast. She just set the Ivy League tournament record with 44 points. Like, bro, she got work. They better not sleep on her.
So the 1, 2, 3, and 4 in Spokane, which is Regional 1, is UCLA, NC State, LSU, and Baylor.
Baylor getting top 4. Okay. I did not expect Baylor to be a top 16 team. I didn't see a lot of Baylor women this year, though, so I can't speak on that too much. I'm gonna be so angry if these tacos not there, man.
South Carolina grabs a 1 seed. Shout out Miss Dawn Staley. Legend. She's genuinely one of my dream guests on the pod.
Underground.
She's the GOAT.
I rock with. I rock with Dawn heavy.
So they'll play Tennessee Tech in the first round. This regional's in Birmingham.
I know you know.
Utah gets the 8 seed.
What does El Jefe mean?
Like the boss?
Really? That's what I mean? The Boss Tacos? This place is called Tacos El Jefe.
Yeah, El Jefe is either the chief or the boss.
So the Boss of Tacos. Okay. Or Taco Bell.
Well, Harrison at least has one Indiana squad to root for because Indiana women's get in as a 9 seed. They'll play Utah. Maryland women also a 4 seed, just like the men. And Norfolk State gets in as the 13 seed to play Maryland.
Back secure.
Alabama gets the 5 seed for the women. And Alabama will play Green Bay. My brain just immediately went to that meme of the old dude who's like sitting like on the radio show or the podcast, and I was like, Green Bay, the Packers?
Hey, you know, the Green Bay men's team was the one who had that coach that called Northern Michigan nobody.
Yeah.
They called Nobody University and turned around and lost.
Yeah, it was Doug Gottlieb.
Like, come on, Doug. You gotta know better.
UNC gets a 3 seed in the Regional 2. They'll play Oregon State as a 14 seed.
That was North Carolina.
Yeah. And also, according to Darnay Tripp, who is a sports anchor for NBC Sports San Diego, he tweeted that San Diego is a two-bid city for the first time ever between UC San Diego and San Diego State. West Virginia get in on the women's side. They also should have been on the men's side. So West Virginia will play the winner of Columbia and Washington, who are the 11 seeds.
That's what, the 6-11 matchup?
Yeah.
I thought they would be a 6 seed. That's solid for them. West Virginia women's seed was solid.
Duke gets in as a 2 seed for the women. And they will play the 15 seed, who is still waiting to be unveiled. This is a blast from the past. Number 2 Duke will play number 15 seed Lehigh in the women's bracket.
Oh, no.
Where have I seen this script before?
I'm pretty sure CJ McCullough played them when he was at Lehigh. I'm pretty sure we've seen that in lacrosse a couple times.
Well, we also saw it. I want to pull up the exact year because I think it was on this day. Yeah, on this day in 2012, Lehigh sent Duke home, backed by a 30-point performance by one CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
And now let's go. The Commodores. Vanderbilt gets a 7. That's damn near a home game for them. 7-10 Vandy versus Oregon in the women.
That was Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt's a 7, Oregon's a 10.
I want to look at conference breakdowns between the two, like both men's and women's. I think Big Ten might have done the best.
Men's, I think SEC got 14.
That's dumb. The SEC wasn't that good at basketball. But I mean, what? Big Ten was right behind with 8, 10?
I think so. I'm pulling it up right here.
I just know that the women's Big Ten is going to get a handful of teams in for sure. I had to try tacos. Oh, hefe.
So the regional 2 in Birmingham is South Carolina, Duke.
Yeah.
Are the 1-2. Also on SportsCenter, John Shayer says that Cooper Flagg is full steam ahead, and the goal is to have him play in the tournament on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't really that hurt. It was a sprained ankle, but he plays on it, probably can't play in the tournament. Sits a week, homie's cool.
When they put that thing in slow motion, though, I was like, ooh, that brother fell from 5 feet in the air.
Hey, every basketball player has been there.
I have the tip times.
You said you had tip.
I have the tip times for the first round.
Yeah, stay out my room. You know it's food in here. Hey, for a quick second, I literally forgot we were on here. I don't want people hear me talking to my dog like that.
Real quick before I lay out the tip times, Underground Madness is presented by FOCO. Again, guys, use our link in the description. That's how FOCO knows you're coming from us. And from now through April 8th, which is the day after the tournament concludes, you can use our code Underground10 at checkout to get 10% off your next order from our friends at FOCO. So gear up for the tournament all madness long. Use our link, shop at FOCO, get all of your collectibles, apparel, and merchandise for your favorite teams, and get 10% off when you use code Underground10 from our friends at FOCO. All right, Deej, you ready? This is what our Thursday afternoon is going to look like.
Yeah, I'm listening.
So our first game, 12:15 p.m. on CBS, will be the 8-9 Louisville versus Creighton.
Wait, what about first four?
I'm talking about just the actual.
We need first four too, dog. What you doing?
Well, I don't have those yet. I have Thursday because
you used to have first four before everything else.
they have not posted first four.
Are you sure?
From all I can see, because that's on Tuesday and Wednesday.
It's kind of weird that they have that. They would have the first round games out before first four. But go on.
So Tuesday is 6:40 and 9:10, and
There
same
we
on
go.
Wednesday.
There we go. Thank you.
But
sir.
I'm more worried about these games.
Whoa! That's disrespect.
I
The
never
first
said it-
four starts March Madness.
I never said it wasn't. Thursday is when we veg out. We make the big food orders and we become Jabba the Hutt for 4 days.
That's you. I don't be doing that.
Correct.
I got, a life.
So do I, but this consumes my life for 4 days.
I wish, bro.
So tip times for the first round games, Thursday, 12:15 p.m. Eastern time on CBS, Creighton versus Louisville. And then 12:40 on True TV is number 13 High Point against number 4 Purdue. And then at 1:30 on TNT is number 14 Montana versus number 3 Wisconsin. And then at 2 p.m. on TBS is SIU Edwardsville versus Houston, the 16 versus the 1.
That's how you got in? Oh,
Yeah. And then 2:50 Eastern will be the winner of St. Francis and Alabama State against Auburn. That is on CBS. 3:15 on True TV is McNeese versus Clemson. And then at 4:05 Eastern, that on TNT, VCU versus BYU. And then at 4:35 Eastern, another 8-9 Georgia versus Gonzaga on TBS. And then the night games, 6:50 p.m. on TNT is Wofford versus Tennessee. 7:10 p.m. on CBS is Arkansas versus Kansas. That's hilarious. Kansas and Arkansas. America, explain. 7:25 on TBS is Yale versus Texas A&M. And then 7:35 on True TV is Drake versus Mizzou. 9:25 p.m. on TNT is Utah State versus UCLA. And then 9:45 Eastern on CBS is Omaha versus St. John's. And 10 p.m. on TBS is UC San Diego versus Michigan. We got madness after dark, Deej.
They're going to make me stay up.
10 Eastern.
Hey, are we doing a companion stream?
We might have to.
Am I crashing out live on stream?
That's your boys.
I told you the one game I didn't want to do was theirs.
10 Eastern on TBS. It's in Denver, too. Hoots might be there.
I hope so.
That'd be great.
I need them clips printed out. Get some good flicks. Print them out. Let me put them up on my wall. Like, the people don't even know. People don't even know.
Before I keep going, Texas gets the 1 seed in the Regional 3 for the women's. They'll play the winner of High Point and William and Mary. And then the 8-9 is Illinois versus Creighton. And then the 4 seed is Ohio State versus 13 seed Montana State. And then the 10-10 Eastern time game on Thursday is on True TV. It's UNC Wilmington versus Texas Tech. And then on Friday, we've got 12:15 p.m. on CBS, Mississippi State versus Baylor. 12:40 on True TV is Alabama versus Robert Morris. 1:30 is Iowa State versus Lipscomb. And then 2 p.m. is Memphis versus Colorado State. 2:50 p.m. Eastern on CBS is Duke versus Mount St. Mary's versus Americans winner. Then on True TV at 3:15, it's St. Mary's versus Vanderbilt. 4:05 p.m. on TNT is the winner of North Carolina and San Diego State against Ole Miss. And then 4:35 on TBS is Maryland versus Grand Canyon. And then the nightcaps on Friday, which will more than likely definitely have a stream from us some point. 6:50 p.m. on TNT is Florida versus Norfolk State. 7:10 p.m. On CBS is Kentucky versus Troy. 7:25 Eastern on TBS is Marquette versus New Mexico. 7:35 Eastern on True TV is Arizona versus Akron. And then at 9:25 Eastern on TNT, it's UConn versus Oklahoma. 9:45 Eastern on CBS is the winner of Xavier in Texas versus Illinois. 10 p.m. Eastern is on TBS, and that is Michigan State versus Bryant. And then 10:10 Eastern on True TV is Oregon versus Liberty.
Stephen F. Austin. We see you, the Lady Jacks. How y'all doing? You hear us? There you go.
It's crazy, bro.
Congratulations.
I gotta stay up late on a Thursday. Hey, we gotta record OTB before that.
Facts.
We have to. Because I don't
Michigan
need
women
to
are
take-
in.
Of course they're going to be in. They had a good year too.
They are the 6th seed. They'll play the winner of Iowa State and Princeton.
No kids. I need Princeton to win that game.
Yeah.
Michigan ain't got nobody to guard Audie Crooks. I don't even know if I could guard Audie Crooks. Bruh. She got work down there in the post.
TCU gets a 2 seed.
Stephen F. Austin gonna get ran out the gym. Ooh, Haley Van Lith gonna have to play Notre Dame. Oh my God, I need that.
Hey, shout out FDU. That's my sister's alma mater. Let's go. Good for them.
And figuratively, that's your 2:15 matchup in Birmingham, and we close it out here in Birmingham 3 with our 7-10 matchup. Sitting in that 7 seed, it's the Louisville Cardinals with head coach Jeff Walton.
Louisville gets in as a 7. Who's the 10? Who's the 10?
They will face it's the 10th pitch that the 10th
Nebraska.
Cornhuskers leading the big team and
That'll be a fun game.
17th straight tournament of
Yeah, it should be.
Huskers. And again, Regional 3 Birmingham. Let's take a full look at that bracket. Your 1 seed on that side is Texas. But I think
Got me a blast.
Not the bah ha 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 blast.
The blast. Texas, the 1 seed in this bracket.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice little. That's a competitive bracket.
Notre Dame could cause some problems. Yeah, I think it's interesting.
There's some stars sitting at this table.
Behind Hannah Hidalgo, they have to have things under control, and as far as their defensive chemistry goes, they've got to get on the same page.
Who is this talking in the green blazer?
They couldn't buy a bucket in that game, so I can imagine the committee being having some struggles when they look at
Her green blazer's popping though.
in January was playing
Vibrant.
country, and Hannah Hidalgo was the
Kara Lawson been doing this for a long time.
watch out if they can recapture what they have going.
Hey, you seen her tape though?
No, what'd she say?
Nah, I'm talking about her highlights.
Oh, I thought you said take.
Nah, tape.
Yeah, Hooper.
Yeah. Hooper.
Oh my God. So, according to College Basketball Report on Twitter, the committee referenced Tucker DeVries, apologies for the mispronunciation, his injury as a reason why West Virginia was snubbed from the tournament. He hasn't played since December 6th.
Disgusting.
That's insane.
All this for North Carolina to lose in the play-in game.
Facts.
What's that? Just streaming the game. Innovation changes everything.
So they're not going to get in anyway.
That was like, who was it last year? Virginia that got in? They shouldn't have been in.
You said what?
Last year, was it when Virginia got in and they shouldn't have gotten in?
Maybe it was in.
I think.
Did Kentucky get in?
Yeah, they're a 3 seed.
That's disgusting.
They're the 3 seed in the Houston side of the bracket.
That is disgusting work, bro.
They'll have to play the winner of Illinois and then whoever wins Texas Xavier.
The way they treated the SEC this year is crazy work. $14 teams? Nutty.
Yeah, let me see who's in.
Nutty, bro. They were not that good.
The NCAA.
Yeah, they set the tournament record with 14.
The NCAA programs deliver $4 billion in
No, that's nuts.
14 of 16 teams got in.
Services are mandatory. Student athletes get tutoring as well as financial literacy coaching.
So what? We should have just watched the SEC champ. If that's the case, Tennessee's the best team in the country.
And they're a 2 seed.
Or not even Tennessee, Florida, because Florida won. Florida won the SEC championship. They're the best team in the country. How about that? Since we put the whole SEC in the national tournament anyway. Stupid. They were not that good.
Yeah, let's see. It's the teams that got in. Auburn is in, Florida's in, Alabama's in, Tennessee is in, Texas A&M is a 4 seed, Kentucky's a 3 seed, Ole Miss is
A 6 seed.
6 seed, Mizzou is a 6 seed, Mississippi State's an 8 seed,
Oh,
Georgia,
what?
Mississippi State is an 8 seed.
That's nasty work.
Georgia's a 9 seed, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Georgia's a 9 seed. Vanderbilt is a 10 seed. Arkansas is in as a 10 seed. Oklahoma is a 9 seed. Texas is in the play-in. And then LSU and South Carolina did not get in. Oklahoma and Texas were 6 and 12 in their conference and got in.
Disgusting work, bro.
The only teams in the SEC that finished above 500 were Auburn, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Missouri. But then Mississippi State, Georgia, Vandy, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas all finished under 500 in conference and got in.
They did earn it. You saw the quality wins on that resume. I mean, we all talk about.
Oh, they gave my wife a 1 seed.
She is the best player in the country.
Not that I didn't expect that.
Number one in the Big Ten in defensive efficiency. I think that if they're going to get to Tampa is what will ultimately get them there.
Let's see who got in from the Big Ten.
Matchup, they'll face the SoCon champions at 16 seed UNC Greensboro Spartans. Making a second
So Michigan State got in, Maryland got in, Michigan, Wisconsin, UCLA, Purdue, Oregon, Illinois. And then Indiana missed and Ohio State missed. They were like the first two.
Yeah, they both, to me, should have got in.
Yeah.
I can't believe Illinois got in for real.
Yeah, they got in as a 6 seed.
Kind of crazy.
They'll face someone who's going to tell you to talk nice to them.
Cal and Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
His third season there, 13th NCAA tournament.
It don't matter. My wife's finna win this bracket. This region's already won. The worst thing that could happen is UCLA ends up in this bracket. If they were the 2 seed in this region, that's the worst thing that can happen.
They were ready. WNBA scouts, front office members, very high on Moore. This is a team that can knock down threes, and they have a lot of length on the defensive end. Watch out for that. In the first round matchup between the Conference USA champion Liberty Lady Flames.
I hate Liberty.
Liberty Bibberty.
After winning Conference USA. They had a nice watch party too. Congratulations. Ticket punched officially. Your first round matchup is set. In that 5-12 matchup, sitting at the 5 position, it's the Kansas State Wildcats.
Wildcats everywhere.
Michigan are Big Ten champs, so excuse me. I can be happy about that.
I was dying. I was like, DJ was like, they turn the ball over too much.
They do.
My boy Wes Euler just tweeted, I hope Bill Belichick's girlfriend leaves him for a Duke undergrad.
There is your 5-12 matchup. Moving to the bottom of the bracket here in Spokane. Your 3-14 matchup sitting in that 3 position.
Yeah, Michigan turns the ball over way too much, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma games this year. They are anchored inside by Reagan Beers, the Oregon State transfer, averaging just under 18 points a game, surrounded by 3-point shooters. I really like watching Peyton Verhulst. She is a tough guard who does not capitulate to any defense.
Capitulate. Nice. She's smiling too, by the way. She knew she dropped that. Capitulate.
Oklahoma gets a 3 seed.
Florida Gulf Coast, who is making it for the first time with head coach Chelsea Lyles in the program. They got their phones out and they are ready. Congratulations. That's your 3-14 match.
I'll never forget Florida Dunk Coast.
6-11 matchup. Sitting at that 6th spot.
Facts.
That was a time to be alive.
Damn, that's crazy. Keyshawn Gilbert from Iowa State. He's out for the tournament.
Damn. Michigan's got a chance. Make a little run here.
Number 11 seed Murray State Racers. 25 wins, most wins in program history, and their second tournament appearance ever. Also 2008. That was the last time. Congratulations to those Racers.
Iowa got in as a 6 seed.
Mm-hmm.
They was hooping a little bit.
UConn.
My favorite women's basketball team. UConn.
I love Gino. He's an Eagles fan, so.
But, you know, I've been tight end since my first wife came through. Maya Moore.
Facing a tournament first-timer in the Sun Belt
And that's when I found out that it was on that historic run where they won like 100-something games in a row or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was locked in. They still got some hoopers there though. Like Ozzie Fudd, she a hooper. Obviously Paige. All right, them tacos was like a 7.5 out of 10. I would have gave it an 8 if they actually put my cilantro and onion on there.
Dang, on this day in 2018 was when UMBC beat Virginia.
16-1. South Dakota State finna hop on one. 29-3. They dead on that Oklahoma State.
What seed are they?
10 seed.
Mm,
They're 29-3 on the year.
that feels underseeded.
Nah, they ain't got no respect for South Dakota State's conference. I don't even know what conference they're in. Probably like the Big Sky or whatever.
They're in the Summit League.
Yeah, they ain't got no respect for Summit. In terms of like conference rank.
Two teams in this tournament with the most March experience. They've done the most March winning. And if you're USC, you're still a little bit new to this game, relatively speaking. And now you've got to go through that team again in order to get to that elusive Final Four.
Not only if seeds hold and you meet them in the regional final, but you already played them this year in December, the highest rated game of the season, by the way. We get the first this matchup to happen in the Final Four as beating people. But USC, yes, somebody who had to play this year. Maybe you're at home, maybe you're like us, and you have all kinds of questions for the selection committee. And the good news is Holly Rowe is going to step in and help us out. Holly, what you got coming up? Well, the committee has been sequestered in Indianapolis for 5 days, so they've got a lot to tell us about how this bracket came together. How about this? There were 13 regular season champions. 12 of them lost in their tournament, so the bracket got mixed up. We'll talk with committee chair Dorita Dawkins coming up next. Trust me, we've got all the questions, and she'll have the answers.
It's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
My bosses are making me breakfast. Well, not just me, us. They're making the office breakfast. Let me preface that. I'm not special. Well, I'm special, but I'm not that special.
It's a lot, so I need my savings to last. Okay, let's play. Symetra Life Insurance Company.
So we have the official women's bracket now, too.
At AT&T, we confidently guarantee our network. Oh, no. What we can't guarantee? You and your teammates being too connected. What up, Chad?
Yeah, I need to fill out my bracket.
But you can join our bracket challenge. It's linked in the description. Free to join. We just ask that you make your display name for your bracket, either your social media handle or your name. Let us know that you joined. And the winner is getting hooked up with a prize pack from our friends at FOCO. So be sure to join our bracket challenge. We want to make this the biggest one yet.
If I win, I'll give it away. I'll be nice. Put everybody's name in a random generator. First name that pop out gets the dub. I'm not always this nice. Oh, Pandora. Pandora really not all that expensive.
Yo, this Michigan hoop shirt, though, that FOCO has,
Is it fire?
You might need to get on that.
Is it far?
I'm about to pull it up for you right here. Let's do this and then present, share screen. Bang. Just stay. Look at that thing.
That is kind of fire.
That's heat.
There's nothing on the back, just white.
Mm-hmm. It's like that, like light gray.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's fire.
That's heat.
That's a fire design.
World-class advances in pediatric blood care on your children. Most amazing care anywhere.
Sleep like a baby tonight.
Presented by Capital One. The full 68-team field has been revealed.
They got a Michigan fan cave sign too. It says fan controls all remotes when the Wolverines play. Maize and blue worn at all times. What happens in the cave stays in the cave.
I need that.
Yo, they got the Michigan chef hat too. You need that shit.
I'll be cooking.
You need that expeditiously.
I'll be cooking.
They got the Michigan neon sign.
I've seen some neon signs. Those are dope. It's probably what the block M.
Yeah.
Mace.
Blue M, yellow outline.
Mace, not yellow, sir.
Well, it looks yellow on here because of the neon.
Mace. Thank you.
Yeah, it's exciting for the Bruins. Their first time being a number one overall seed. One of the other questions we had when we blasted the bracket was Notre Dame. You know,
They got them Michigan short talls, bro.
Brought to a 3 seed. How did you break down how Notre Dame?
Really?
Well, being a little bit of a research nerd, I'm going to use the term. It was an interaction effect. It wasn't just what happened.
And they got the big chains that light up.
Down the stretch, but it was
Hey, those are fire.
I got the Michigan captain's hat.
Right. It wasn't just what they did in losing 3 of 5. It's what other teams did to elevate their resume as well. Right?
Correct.
Okay. Correct. One other thing that we looked at, Charlie Cream, we had talked about who could host and who would be hosting comfortably. We thought Ole Miss might have a chance to host. They were just outside of that, hosting 1 through 16. Why was that?
Again, looking at the resumes between them.
That's funny. They got so much good stuff.
By the committee about who.
Yeah, I'm definitely about to have to look on there.
When you look at their wins against top 100 net, that tips to Maryland. When you look at the total number of losses, that tips to Maryland. So Maryland got the 16 and Ole Miss the 17.
Okay, and then this is total Nerd City TV person question, but you know our fans want to know if the seed holds, the chalk holds, you see 2 matchups in the Final Four that those teams have played 3 times already this season in USC, UCLA, and Texas and South Carolina. Was there any conversation that maybe fans would want to see something different, or how do you guys see those potential Final Four matchups with the top 4 seeds?
I think fans want to see good basketball, and they're going to see that. I think the teams deserve to be seated in brackets.
I see what she did with the red glasses, the red lipstick.
That's what we did. We stuck true.
Nice little pop in contrast to the white and black.
And that's the bracket, and I think the fans are going to see.
I rock the style a lot. That's dope. Big drip.
Matchups, because as you mentioned already, several teams that were the regular season champion didn't get the AQ. We've got 6 new teams that had never been in the tournament before, including UC Davis, FDU, and William and Mary.
Great point. And as we look at the bracket, I do see great competitive balance across the bracket. So thank you for your great work. And hello, can we give you a shout out for your pop and red lip tonight? Great job.
See, look at me. I know what I'm talking about.
Party lip. I do want to get
minute to digest and sort of sit and marinate on this. Your biggest takeaways.
Oh, that's Andrea Carter. Okay.
We just heard her talk about it right there.
Becca Lobo.
If everything goes chalk, what those final four matchups could be. Well, yeah, if everything goes chalk, you have two semifinal games.
I don't know who Ellie Duncan is.
And we know when you get to a conference tournament and you're playing each other for a third time, the basketball tends to not be the prettiest because the teams know each other.
What happened to Elena
she's a-
Deladon?
Elle Duncan's she's an anchor on SportsCenter and ESPN.
Hmm.
And that's where the order of the number one seeds is such a big deal.
What,
She's 35 now.
That they put it, and that's those are
Elena Deladon?
Yeah, that's how old we are.
pointing it out. And
She's not 35.
Yeah.
Elena Deladon's not 35.
Yes, bro. I just had a heart attack seeing that.
You're cap.
In
There's no
2020
way.
In February of 2024, she announced that she would step away from basketball, did not sign the contract the Mystics had offered her.
2-3 time zones before you would get to Florida versus going out of Birmingham 1 time zone.
35 is crazy work.
We're used to playing in that time zone. So what kind of
I didn't think she was that much older than me.
regions that are in Birmingham?
Yeah, bro. She's like my era.
Like, she's really 10 years older than me? That's fucking crazy.
That's University of Delaware's finest.
And USC, two of the biggest superstars in our game. That to me, and I know this probably is very far
Like,
down on the committee's list of how they're
10 years is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Some sort of scenario where we didn't see UConn UFC so early in the tournament. We felt the exact same way last year when we knew we could potentially.
She got drafted in the WNBA in 2013, bro.
That's crazy.
That's if everything goes chalk. Right. Certainly we'll see. Now that we've seen the full bracket, shall we give you some tips?
That's actually insane.
It's presented by Allstate. Since the tournament expanded to 64 teams,
I didn't think it was that long ago.
359-1 in the round of 64. That low loss, number one seed.
That draft was crazy.
It was. That draft was stacked.
Crazy.
42 champs.
Bro, the top 5 alone is insane.
Mm-hmm.
It was Brittany Griner, Elena Deladon, Skylar Diggins, Taylor Hill, Kelsey Bone, and then Tiana Hawkins, Tony Young, Kayla Alexander.
But I do take ownership of picking NC State for a Final Four run last year. I'm never gonna forget it. Thank you, sir. Charlie Cream. Again, some of the
Laisha Clarendon.
is set. A reminder, we're going over to B2 in just a moment to break it all down.
That's wild. Oh, this is fun. So the men's basketball and women's basketball teams that are dancing: Alabama, Baylor, Creighton, Duke, Grand Canyon, High Point, Illinois, Iowa State, Kentucky, Liberty, Louisville, Maryland, Michigan, Michigan State, Mississippi State, Norfolk State, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Oregon, San Diego State, Tennessee, Texas, UC San Diego, UCLA, UConn, UNC, and Vanderbilt.
Those are the ones that have both.
Mm-hmm.
The state of Michigan is doing pretty good.
Hey, speaking of WNBA, breaking news from @SheKnowsSports on the tweet machine. Per the New York Liberty, the team has agreed to a trade with the Connecticut Sun to acquire veteran guard and Philadelphia's own Natasha Cloud in exchange for the number 7 overall pick in the 2025 WNBA draft and New York's 2026 future first-round pick.
They're trying to bring the Detroit Shock back. And if they do, I'm definitely going to a game when Juju get in the league. Too close. It's right there.
Let's go.
Managing business in one place. Into QuickBooks. Your way to money. You're in a shade. All things multiple. Seems like everyone joins.
And those who do should switch to Geico because you could save hundreds on car insurance. Oh, perfect. Now they pass it. Hello, evening, sir. Here's the keys. And go easy.
I need one of them mall massages.
I'm probably going tomorrow.
I don't even blame you. I would. Ooh. Mm.
Animal and soccer is just one part of my story. Jordan outside of soccer is a little bit different than Jordan in soccer. I have moments where I can be silly. I have moments where I can be serious, and you definitely.
I like Jordan outside of soccer.
What I wear. Off field, I mean, like street style, baggy stuff. I don't think there's like a gender enclosed. Whatever you feel confident in, go rock it.
Absolutely.
That's what makes you you.
She just did a TJ Maxx commercial. Definitely my kind of woman.
Representing our nation with pride. They bring home the hard work.
Yo, Jay Williams is so bold for this. He's so brave. You want to hear his bracket?
Tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the
You got UNC going to the championship game.
Nah, Jay Williams, South Region. He's got Auburn versus Michigan State. West Region, he's got Florida versus St. John's. Midwest, he's got Houston versus Tennessee. And in the East, he's got Duke versus Alabama. Every single 1 and 2 seed.
Hey.
He's so
probably,
brave.
That's probably not his only bracket.
That's the one he did on TV, though.
Hey, that's fine. That's the sauce. She's supposed to do something basic like that. So then when you put your actual bracket out, people ain't copying it. Because they looking at you like, oh, yeah, you a dummy. 1s and 2s, that never happens.
region you don't want to be in.
I would not want to be in South Carolina region now.
Okay. Toughest first round matchup. Whoever's playing South Carolina, they were not happy when we went to their celebration. This is a team with a chip on its shoulder. Potential tournament breakout star. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, which is on do? Okay, comes off the bench, play well in their toughest tournament.
Harmony Turner. No, tripping.
One bucket to win the game. Who are you giving that rock to?
Oh.
Lauren Banks in the paint near the rim. Somebody's got to get it to her, though, so you probably might want to go with a guard, and that would be Juju Watkins.
Yeah. JoJo.
Biggest surprise of the night.
South Carolina is not the number 1 overall team, frankly. I really thought that was going to happen.
And Notre Dame falling to the trick.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I know the answer to this one then. Team with the biggest chip on their shoulder after tonight.
I think we probably answered the word chip already a few times for South Carolina.
It could be Notre Dame too, though. I mean, this team has a 3 seed.
I think it could be Ole Miss.
And God, I'm going to have you all yell your answer out at the same time. One team that to you is a lock for the Final Four.
South Carolina.
You see how I just laid out? NBA is next. We'll see you on E2 right now.
Turn up. So there's the brackets. We will have our live stream schedule out ASAP for you guys, so you know when we'll be live streaming during games and everything, brought to you by FOCO. And we will have a whole bunch more to come the rest of the tournament as it gets started. Tuesday, Wednesday with the first 4 out in Dayton. And then the madness commences on Thursday. And I hope y'all got that PTO in, because I tried to warn you for about a month. Get that PTO in, but now's the time to do it for 2026. Go get that PTO in now, and you'll be able to do things, next year maybe, if you didn't get it in now. But shout out to Steve for being on earlier. Shout out to Deej, and shout out to FOCO, our presenting sponsor for March Madness. The madness is here. It's time for some madness. Shop now. Use our link in the description. And through April 8th, you get 10% off your order when you use code Underground10 when you shop with our friends at FOCO. Again, use our link in the description. Shop everything FOCO's got to offer. Gear up for madness all tournament long. And use code Underground10 when you check out. And you get 10% off your entire order from our friends at FOCO. And Underground Madness is presented by FOCO. We'll see you on our first live stream. We'll have more stuff throughout all of our podcasts on the network. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. leave likes on the video, drop comments in the comment section, and we will see you on our first live stream. Probably would want to say Friday is going to be one of the first. If not Thursday, will be potentially some Madness After Dark with Deej from Michigan. But nonetheless, we will have live streams all tournament long. We're super excited. And again, thank you to FOCO for making all of this happen. And we'll see you guys on the first companion stream for Madness all tournament long. Peace.
Peace.